What's new, my people? You know this Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you another one, and this one is House of the Dragon Season 2. Major moments that are going to happen in Season 2. That is what this live stream is about. You see, I'm the Don. I'm here by myself. Hopefully, Phil will be joining me sooner than later. He said he's got a little band practice going on. And as soon as he's done with his band practice, he's going to get here. Hopefully, you can hear me fine. I've been trying to adjust my mic because it's been sounding like shit. As you can see, I have a new set, and this is my new set that I have set up right now. So this is where I'll be doing all my live streams from. Let me put it in a full picture so you can actually see my new set a little bit better without that background and stuff like that. But yeah, so this is my new set. Say happy new year to everyone. Hopefully it looks good. Hopefully you like it and stuff and everything else. But this is where I'll be doing all my streaming from and everything from here in this set and everything else. So and all that. I should probably move the stuff around my chat. I could probably move that around. Oh, well, maybe not. Well, I can, but then if I'll see. I should put it on the side since no one's here with me. We'll see because Phil's supposed to join me. If he does join me, I want to move it again. So we'll leave the chat and everything else right there. Let me just say thank you for Carla Way for becoming a member of Teflon TV. It truly means the world to me. I should probably raise up my laptop real quick so that way I'm not looking down all the time when I'm looking at that. I should be looking straight ahead and not have to look down. I should be a little bit higher. I have to get all this stuff adjusted. I should have seen all this stuff and everything else. As long as it sounds good and looks good, that's all that truly matters. All right, so it's been a rough one for me recently. I've lost one friend a little bit earlier, and I lost someone who's even closer to me, the person I just left. On the 30th of this month. So I'm going to try to stream every day this week. And the reason why I'm going to stream every day this week is because all super chats, if you do send me a super chat, please send it to my Cash App. I have the number on the bottom of the screen, and I also have it pinned in the comment section. And any money that I get from that Cash App, I will give directly to his family. All right. And all that. So if you have anything, to give and you want to give to me, please send it there, and I'll make sure that his family gets it and everything else because it's a really good friend of mine. He had Lyme disease, and took him a very long time to be diagnosed, and because of that late diagnosis, he wound up being paralyzed for probably the last 3 years with no motion in his body, and finally he just gave away. So so just trying to come back to some type of normalcy in my life and stuff. And it's been very hard for me. This has been difficult. Although it was difficult, TA, it's just terrible. But this dude is like I've known him since I was like 16 years old, if not younger and stuff. So he's very close to me and his family. So that's what that is. So I'm coming out here trying to do this, just trying to, get some relief out of all the stuff. And if you ask me a question, I'll have my phone right here. And if you ask me a question inside, because you sent me the thing during the Cash App, I will look at it and I'll be able to see it there too. All right, and I'll get to the question too. So if you can, you can. If you can't, obviously, anytime I do these things, I don't ask for anything. You know that I'm doing this for a very long time, and I've never asked anyone to donate anything. So that's just what it is. All right, so this is a season 2. Not predictions, but most what the fuck moments that we're going to see in season 2. There's going to be spoilers in this stream. So if you don't want to know anything that's going to happen in season 2, then it's probably not the stream for you. But there's a lot of things going down. I have inside of the video, I think it's still pulled up as long as I'm not going to. Don't want to. Oh, I think it's still pulled up as long as I'm. There we go. So I can pull. So I have the poll in there too. So we'll take a look at the poll to it for see exactly what people are want to see and everything else and all that stuff. And we'll do the poll and we'll pull that up when we get closer to the end of the stream and everything else. All right. So, and we'll try to predict what episode that we think it's going to happen in. All right. So first I want to talk about the Arik versus Eric. How do you say that? Arik, and Eric. I think it's Arik and Eric, right? I think that's what. I think that out of all the moments that we're going to see, that this will probably be. I mean, maybe not. I mean, the Rook's Rest one is probably going to get people sad, but I think that this may be one of the saddest moments that we get to see when this whole thing jumps off. It's not going to be good. So if people aren't aware of what happens, we have the brothers, Arik and Eric. One is with the blacks, the other is with the greens. What happens is uh, they the Greens send them over to assassinate Rhaenyra. They want to take Rhaenyra out. They figure if we just take out Rhaenyra, we don't have to go to war. We just kill her, kill the head of the snake, and that's it. You look just like your brother, and he's on her Kingsguard, so no one's going to suspect you. Just go in there, sneak in there, find out where she's at, and then assassinate her and make your way out. And that is what the plan is, but that is not how the plan goes. When he goes in there, he runs into his twin brother. And he realizes exactly what he's going to do, and they basically have a duel to the death. Now, while they're doing this duel to the death, the brothers are basically crying with tears in their eyes because they're fighting, because they do love each other. See, this is not like a Mountain versus the Hound situation, you know. It's nothing like that. Not like they hate each other. There's no stuck my face in the fire situation, so I can't stand you. There's none of that situation going on. These are two brothers who actually love each other and just see politically things a little bit differently of who has the right to sit on the Iron Throne. So therefore, they're at odds because of this. And they duel themselves to the death. And eventually, what happens is they basically wound each other very badly and wound up like dying in each other's arms, because one doesn't just die outright. It's like both get wounded. I think it's in the stomach, and they wound up just sitting there, laying there, and they wound up dying in each other's arms. And it's a pretty bad, sad moment for the show. And I think that's going to be, when I look at that, I would say that would happen probably. Just 1, 2. That would probably be episode 4 or 5, I would say. That would happen midway through, I would think. Tonight we're drinking a little Red Stripe. A little Red Stripe, hooray beer. John Haymaker wants to know, do the twins 69 each other? Well, John, I don't know what you're into, and I'm not judging you. But from what I read, I didn't see anything like that, Johnny. I didn't see anything like that. Jackie C says, Red Stripe is great. It is great, without a shadow of a doubt. Carl, in fact, I didn't give enough shout outs. I just started the stream without giving shots. Let's go ahead. Carl Wade, there's no king shame in here. No, not at all. If you into what you into, we be into it. This is a feel free stream. Right. We have who's rocking with us right now. YouTube is my time up in the building. As we just saw before, John Haymaker's up in here. Jackie C is in the building. Carl Carlson is in the building rocking with us right now. Eric Graham is in here rocking with us right now. We go keep going. Sonic Your Boy is in here. Why So Curious is up in here. What else do we got? We're going to keep going. Hi, I'm Allison is in here. Sydney is in here. The beautiful Carla Way is in here. And thank you again for becoming a member of the channel, Carla. I truly appreciate it. Swagger Dagger is up in this bitch rocking with us right now. And Makeup and Therapy is up in here. Love her thumbnail, love the hat, love everything about it. Riot is up in here, and Crystal's up in here. We'll give more shout outs as it goes on. All right, I promise you that. I will go right now and we will take a look at the poll real quick. And at the poll, it looks like Blood and Cheese is in the lead with massively by 62%. with 42 votes. So we know we have more than that people watching. So make sure you go inside of the poll and make sure that you go for the poll and make sure you hit that thumbs up for your boy. All right, we appreciate that. Hit that thumbs up for your boy. All right, now, as I said, I think that is one of the hardest scenes, and no pun intended, John Haymaker. To watch. I think it's going to be very touching. I think that people are going to be, listen, are you going to cry during the scene? I mean, maybe. The Don, I doubt it. You know what I mean? I do. Listen, I'm not going to lie. I am a very emotional person. You know what I mean? And I can, cry at any scene. There's certain movies that I watch and I do cry from, like The Color Purple makes me cry. Usually it's happy things. When I see people being overly happy, it makes me cry that they're so happy. Sad things don't really get me. It's more of situations like that. You know what I mean? That's just the way it goes. But I think it's going to be one of those scenes. I'm sorry, but let me make sure that that Phil has the no, I don't think I need to send it to him, but just in case. Just in case. Let me make sure that Phil has the link and that he can join the show. So hold on one second. I just got to get this link out to Phil real quick.
Issues got joined.
Oh, well, I don't have to get it out to him. But he's here. I didn't think I had to. Phil is like, on the guest list. Like he could just come in anytime he wants. So Phil is here. He's setting up right now. So we'll have Phil. So we'll wait until we get to the next one, until Phil gets up in here. Until then, I'll keep talking to you. Phil went wild on his stream the other night. Did he really? Well, we're gonna talk about that. Phil going wild on the stream and what he did to go wild on that stream. We'll definitely talk about that. Right, and we got Miss Oh So Awesome in here right now, rocking with us. Says, I'm all ready for season 2. I am too. I really wish, but it's gonna be. We got this whole year, and then it'll come out next year. So 2 years away. Really 1 year away and then a half. I don't think it's 2 full years. Maybe we have to wait this year and then next year, and it comes out that year. It's 3 years. So I think we'll be out right after that. So I am ready for it too. But while we wait, I will make sure that we keep the coverage going and everything else is going good and everything else like that. But truly, I mean, I'll be honest. I hope y'all enjoy like the new setup here, because it took me a long time to get this thing set up like this. Hopefully it doesn't look cheap or anything else like that. That's what I don't want to look bad for you. I'm trying to make everything look good for you and stuff and everything else. So, but yeah, that is what it is and stuff. Again, if you were going to send me a super chat, please don't send it to me directly in the YouTube thing like normal. Please, if you're going to send the super chat, make sure you send it to the Cash App. I have the link there. If you're not going to do it, you don't have to do it. But if you were someone just who became a member, I think that's. Oh, we got another member. Top tier CJ became a member. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. Again, if you're going to send a super chat, please don't send it to my Cash App. I'm going to donate any money that I make to my friend who passed away's family. So if you can send anything, that's going to be a super chat. But if you're going to be a member. I truly appreciate too. Top tier CJ. Thank you so much for being celebrates 3 months membership. You know what I mean? And he says the setup is clean. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate it. I truly appreciate it. Hope. I'm glad that you like it. As again, it took a while for me to get this set up. Phil is not ready yet. I got to store a little bit longer. I'll store a little bit longer until he's ready. You ready, Phil?
Yeah, I think so. 1 second.
Is that you? That is you.
That's me. Wait 1 second.
You are there?
Yeah, I saw your
can't hear
background, so
you.
I had
Maybe it's
a.
just me. Let me see if I got the switch. No, my headsets are good, but I can't hear you.
Oh, you can't hear me now? It's okay.
Oh, you muted. Or maybe you just muted yourself. Now you're not.
Can you hear me? Check, check, check.
We're waiting for Phil to get his sound right. He'll get that right as soon as he can. And until then, yeah, he'll be back. 61% for blood and cheese so far on the thing. You know, I look forward to the blood and cheese situation. I think a lot of people are going to, but the Battle of Rook's Rest to me is the most important thing that I'm looking forward to seeing in season 2. I think that's the battle that I want to see. That's what I've been waiting for a very long time. So that's what I'll be looking for when it's all said and done. Oh, I did get a super chat here from Tiffany. Thank you so much, Tiffany Saunders. Thank you so much for the super chat. I truly appreciate that so much for you. Thank you. I truly mean it. I truly mean it. Thank you so much for the super chat there. Yeah, the Battles of Rook's Rest. I mean, blood and cheese is blood and cheese. And we're going to get into all of it in detail as soon as Phil gets up in here. Blood and cheese is blood and cheese. But to me, the Battle of Rook's Rest. And, Criston Cole. Season 2 is the season of Criston Cole. This is his big season. Season 2 of Criston Cole. This is the big season of the dude. You know what I mean? All right.
Can you hear me now, Tony?
Still can't hear you. Is it you or is it me? Think it's me? It's me. I don't know why it would be me. Let me see. I got my speakers on.
I think the chat says they can hear
my
me.
headphones on.
See, this is weird because you chat. You guys can hear me, right?
To the bad one.
You guys can hear me,
I'll
right?
switch it to the good one. All right, so that's on again. What would it be?
Let me.
Everyone can see Phil. Talk and see if they can hear you.
They can. They can.
If you can hear Phil in the chat, let me know that you can hear Phil in the chat. All right. If you hear him in the chat,
I'm purposely not talking.
You can see and hear both of you perfectly. All right. So it's me. Something's going on with me. Well, I can't hear you then.
I don't know if it's right for me not to talk till he can hear me, because then I'm like just talking over him.
Why would that be? What would it be that I can't hear you? What's the problem?
I want to tell him, but like he can't hear me for me to tell him.
So you keep talking to the chat while I try to figure this out.
Okay, I'll catch up, and I'm also looking forward to the battle between Eric and Eric. I just hope they set it up in a way from a visual standpoint on screen that because the actors, and correct me if I'm wrong, people in the live chat, these are actually 2 different actors playing this, not doing the double twin effect. But I could be wrong about that. Obviously, if I'm wrong, I hope you tell me. Listen, asshole, you're wrong about this. But the fight that I'm looking forward to this fight. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing it. I hope they set it up where they're both wearing unique enough stuff so it doesn't just look like the same person fighting back and forth.
Why is it like this?
People are like, I can definitely hear Phil and I'm annoying him.
Do I need headphones or something?
Thank you. Oh, thank you, Carl. Thank you. I appreciate that. But I think it's 2 different actors though. Phil the Time Machine. Yeah. Okay. Awesome, Carl. They're in real life. They're real life twins, and they really look a great deal alike. So I'm looking forward to the fight between the 2 of them. So it should be fun.
The thing is, I can hear anything else. I can hear, like when I put on my regular sound on YouTube, I can hear it.
Let me try.
For some reason, I can't hear you specifically.
Let me try one more thing.
1 second. Yeah. All right. Well, Phil tries it. Maybe it's me. I mean, you guys can hear him. I can't hear him. But if you can hear him, I can't hear him. He can hear me. I do believe. So it must be it's probably something on my side, but I can't tell you what it is. I can't tell you what it is right now. Maybe I have to. Yes, this is going to be a spoilery stream. This will be once the stream starts. It will be a spoilery stream. Yeah, make sure you press the like if you can, because I will have to do some chicanery if I have to. If I have to do some chicanery, I will, and if I have to. So if you can, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Let me see something.
Okay, while Tony's gone, I'll take over the stream for a second and talk so it doesn't go silent. Yeah, exactly. I need to mute Tony so we are on even playing field and he can't hear me as much as I can't hear him. What's going on? I have a strange dog in the background doing strange dog things. And welcome to everyone in the chat that has joined me. I hope you guys are having a very happy new year. As Jackie said, I hope you can't tell the difference between the two of them. I mean, I think if we get into the intensity of it, it might be fun, but I don't want it to be too comical. I want it to be as intense as it should be. And reading something like that and seeing it, and where twins are sometimes played for comedy in television and movies, sometimes I hope it's played really strong and really serious in that way. So I hope there's some way to get some sort of differentiating between the two of them. But let me see. Happy New Year to you, YouTube Time Machine. I have a strange dog. Yeah, there's a strange dog wandering around.
Are you there?
I am.
All right. So I still can't hear you. All right. I'm going to try something else, though.
Okay. Let me see. And maybe close and relaunch the call-in app. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do in a second. Oh, thank you, Killmonger. We'll babble about that a little bit later. I was lucky enough to have Tony join me the other night on the stream, and then I stayed up a little later past it drinking. Oh my goodness, what's this dog playing with toys? Jesus. Teflon is window minimized on your computer screen. Possibly bring out the wheel. We do need to bring out the wheel. I need to grab it and spin it. Will we actually get to see Maelor? The writer said George R. R. Martin never mentioned whether or not we'd see him. They just said we'd definitely get Daron the Darling. I bet we do.
I do not know what the fuck is going on.
Okay, let me.
I know if I did that, it's not going to work. What if I did this?
Okay, I'm feeling bad. I feel like I hijacked the stream now. Let me jump out and then jump back in, and maybe that will work.
I don't know.
Thank you, Pippo. We're a good duo that we're that we're able to host a show when Tony can't.
I have no idea why this thing is messing up right now. Let me start my camera back up. I have no idea why this thing, it never messed up ever before, and now all of a sudden I can't hear Phil, but you guys can hear Phil, and that is the problem. So it must be something on my side, but I don't know how it could be, because everything else seems to be going good and everything else. So I don't get it. I could hear everything else. I could put on anything from YouTube and I could hear the YouTube if I unpause it. You know what I mean? So I could hear that, and that usually is the key to everything and stuff, you know. And so I don't know why it would be like that. I'll have to figure something else out and everything else. All right, so let me look at the poll real quick. The poll right now: 59% for Blood and Cheese, Sir Eric and Eric, 11%, Daron the Daring, 8%, the Bowser Rook's Rest, 21%. So it seems like still people want to see Blood and Cheese more than anything. No, that's not the right thing. That's not it either. I'm trying to see exactly why it wouldn't be, the audio wouldn't be coming out from his thing to me, which makes no sense to me whatsoever, and everything else. Yeah, that's what he's going to do. He's hanging up and he's coming right back in right now, and he's trying to see if that works. That's the way he's gonna do it, and see if that is the way it works. I'm gonna actually send him a link, and maybe if I send him this link directly, maybe that'll, if he came in on that link. Maybe that'll do it. Oh my God, this is ridiculous now. This is ridiculous. Ridiculous. Let me see something else. I'm using.
Issues got joined.
All right. See, I hear it say, "Fill the issues, guys, join." So that says it comes in and it says it right there. So if it's saying it, then I don't know why when you come in I don't hear you. Let me show you on the stream again.
I'm like afraid you're not going to hear me, and I'm just going to be.
Can't hear anything from me. It's just I have no idea why.
Right.
I have no why would that even happen? I have no idea why I can't hear you.
Let's see.
Makes no sense. It really doesn't make any sense. Luckily, we can edit the stream when it's all said and done. The chat can hear you though. It's just me. So I just don't know why I can't hear you. Hold on 1 second. You hold it down. I'll be back.
Okay.
Try something crazy, but it may work.
Okay, Tony's gonna jump out here again. I apologize. I feel like I'm hijacking this stream right here. We can hear Phil. Turn my volume up. You mean me? Should I like turn my volume up? What I'm wondering is if he has the right settings set, but I can't. It's hard for me to talk to him. Anyways, let's continue on this stream and at least try to get a little bit into it. So I agree with Tony. I think that the fight between the twins is going to be around mid-season. Why are you barking at me? And then I have the dog barking at me. Did I vote in the poll? I believe I voted for blood and cheese, which is, I guess, the obvious vote in there. I just want to see how far they push that. And we're gonna save the spoilers, or I'm either gonna jump out and Tony's gonna take over here or whatever. So we'll get into blood and cheese stuff a little bit later. But for me, I'm most interested to see how much of that they depict on screen, and if they really go full balls to the wall with that scene. Hey, stop barking at me, dog. I've listened to it. I've listened to most of it on a trip that I just recently took. So it's relatively fresh in my mind, although I wouldn't say I've read it back and forth or listened to it multiple times. So it's that first pass through of an audiobook where some of it was when I was on an airplane, half asleep, half awake. So it's hard for me to remember every little bit, but I know the bullet points enough not to be spoiled. And when Tony will mention something, I'll go, oh, okay, I remember that. So there is, so I am familiar with the material for the most part at this point, because I didn't want to get into a situation like last time or any other time where there were spoilers for things to come that I had to risk not getting to read. I imagine being one of the child actors during that scene. There are 3 children in this world that are going to be traumatized firsthand. I love it. I hope now I'm imagining a possibility where a bunch of people are sitting around the family table getting ready to watch a new episode of House of the Dragon. Our son's old enough to be able to watch this. And it doesn't quite work out for them. Blood and cheese is the next major thing to happen. I can't wait for it to feel like Allison's being tied up, feeling bad for Helena. But yeah, I will when you're Blood of the Dragon. I'm curious, and we've talked about this a lot in prediction streams about when stuff is going to happen. We'll break that down more once Tony gets back in here and we can hopefully connect up here. But I really wonder, and I hope, and I'm curious of if that's an episode 1 thing. If they take an episode to get back into the swing of the universe that we have. I think I said in another stream that I think it's going to be the tease from episode 1 into episode 2 that we're going to get like a door shutting or something in that situation. Peter Griffin unvoted and voted
All
twice.
right, can you hear me?
I can't. Oh, but you can't hear me to know that I can hear you.
All right, so this is great. I get so. All right, so this is what I'm doing right now.
Are you listening to me later on replay?
I'm listening. I am.
You're monitoring the podcast
I'm listening to it on my phone.
on delay. So you're gonna hear Tony react to what I say about 15 minutes after I say about the what's it, like a minute and a half after I say it or something.
Is it that late? Is that delay that bad?
No, it's probably, now that I hear it, it's probably about 30-40 seconds, I'm guessing.
That's 30-40 seconds.
People in the live chat can speculate how long it is, but there's a pause. Pippo says, "I've never seen the dawn."
I will say this though: I'm looking at it on the stream on. It looks great.
Oh no, it looks beautiful, dude. It looks
great.
beautiful.
It really
I use the same background on one of my things. It's a great background for House of the Dragon. Yeah, exactly, Ryan. This is like early 2000s Skype video chats. Nice. So okay, so now that you can at least hear me, I'll let you take things over, and then we'll just wait in between discussions.
All right, so what I'm going to try to do is I'll just try to leave a big pause and after I say stuff, and then when I do that, you can then hear it. All right, so we're talking about House of the Dragon Season 2 predictions. And the whole thing that's funny is that I hear myself.
Yeah, you're not. This isn't gonna.
The headphones.
This isn't gonna work for you long term because you're gonna hear yourself 2 seconds later after the fact. What I'm wondering is the stupidest, easiest solution that I know you probably already tried. That little place where it says mute next to the microphone. You check to make sure you're on the right speaker settings and shit.
I didn't. Let's see. I think it is.
And then sometimes you got to match that with the one on the computer settings.
Wait. Good. Talk again.
Check.
There you go.
Perfect. See, it was tough, Tony, because I wanted to tell you to do that, but like I couldn't talk to you to tell you to do that. It's what I said to you guys in the chat. It's exactly what it was. What I wanted to tell him to do, but I couldn't tell him to do because it was disconnected. When you set it up, that happened to me with Joe the other night too. Or
oh my God, yes, I can hear you.
He's like, now I can hear you too fucking much. But yeah, the other way wouldn't have worked because you would have heard yourself like every few seconds too on replay.
It was too crazy. It was definitely crazy.
Too much. It's
too much. I couldn't do it. All right, thank you for figuring that out. We are now we can actually have a regular live.
Yes. Now we can do this. Cheers. Exactly, Carl. Teamwork with the chat. Tony and I figured that out. The chat telling Tony they could actually hear me, and then Tony being smart enough to go grab and do the listening to the YouTube video thing, and me actually knowing what the problem was. So it was a teamwork between all three of us.
We definitely, no doubt about it. We definitely got it. And yes, if you become a member of the channel, you get the emojis, you get the Don Tony Teflon emoji, you get the Phil the Issues Guys emoji, you get Bridge 4 emoji, Gray Area emoji, the whole Daiwell City podcast emojis. And I get enough members, I can add more people, and I will. Will I give you the call away emoji? You goddamn right I will. You goddamn right I'll give you the call away emoji. And if you become a super member, like the top tier member that you can be, I will make an emoji of you straight up.
Awesome.
You'll get your own personal emoji on the channel. You know what I mean? That's the way we go on this. All right. But we definitely gonna get a call away emoji. We're gonna put it up there. You're gonna see. We're gonna definitely put it up there and everything else. You see top tier CJ putting out all those emojis. Thank you so much for becoming a member too. We truly appreciate it. King Vitamin is good. King, why are we talking about this? King Vitamin's the worst cereal ever made. Kaboom was great.
We're talking about cereals again? Oh my
Yes.
goodness.
Wick cereal for life. Yeah. Listen, Kaboom was great. I ain't gonna lie about Kaboom. But not that other one. Everyone's like, we need that call away emoji. We do. You know what we gotta do? You gotta become more members so we can get. Now that I got everything working on my end, now Phil's camera's
Yeah, now my shit's all fucked up. I don't know what the fuck's going on here. Okay, that's better. That's
there
better.
it is and everything else. So all good there and everything else. Captain Obvious is in the building, rocking with love. Captain Obvious, so much. Thank you for being here with us, Captain Obvious. All right, I'm going to say it one more time, and this will be the last time I say it, and because I don't want to keep beating a dead horse. If you do plan on sending me a super chat tonight, please do not send it to me on YouTube. Send it to my Cash App. I have it pinned there, and it's going to crawl in the bottom right there. $ Tony Teflon 545. Any money that I make, I'm going to try a live stream every day this week. So hopefully I can make a good amount of money. And any money I make, I'm going to give to my friend who passed away's family when I see them. I'm going to give them that money. So I never asked, I've come here, I've never asked for anything ever. In all the years I've been doing this, never asked for a dollar from anyone. But if you're going to do it and you want to super chat me, now is the time, and please do it in the Cash App. So that way I have access to it and I can give it to them instead of having to wait the whole month, because I do believe the funeral will most likely be this week. All right. So that is what that is that. That is that. All right. So we're not going to talk. I'm not going to keep bringing that up and everything else. But yeah, so you see Jackie C's also posted it there. This is a call-in live stream, 781-990-8509. Please call in what you want to talk about for season 2 and our predictions. So Phil, we talked about the battle of Arik. You know, the one goes to works with Rhaenyra the Blacks. The other one works with the Greens. The Greens send him over there so that he can assassinate Rhaenyra. Instead of doing that, he gets intercepted by his brother. They do a duel to the death, and they die in each other's arms. I'm saying that this is the anti-Hound in the Mountain situation. How do you think that's going to play, and what episode do you think that comes out in?
I heard you say around 4 or 5. I definitely think it's probably around mid-season. It's one of our mid-season highlight points. Obviously, we'll get into Blood and Cheese later. I think that's an early season kind of thing. So I think it's going to play out. I think you're spot on in the sense of the Bizarro Hound versus Mountain. This is going to be the most respectful fight to the death that you've ever seen in your life. They are going to be respecting each other so damn much through this whole fight, honor bound, going through their steps. The only thing I said, and this is just a television standpoint thing, because both the actors who are really twins, we figured this out on a live stream where I assumed, and I think Tony assumed, they were just one actor being duplicated on screen. At least I thought. I'm pretty sure Tony was on the board with that too. And someone said they were really twins, but they look a lot alike, or the way they're played. I hope that they go very stereotypical in the way that they design them, where one's wearing black, one's wearing green, so that you can see the clash of the different, so that they look different. So it doesn't just look like the same person fighting. I think that, for me personally, would take away some of the intensity of it. If it just, hey, could you not bark? But the dog disagrees with my last statement. But
motherfucker, what do you want me to meow?
Yeah, what do you want?
What the fuck you asking me?
What do you want? You want the twins to not look alike? What kind of fucking moron are you, Phil? But
I'm a dog, motherfucker. What do you think I do?
Feed me, Seymour. Feed me all night long. But I'm excited for that one. I wouldn't say it's the thing I'm most looking forward to, but I do think it definitely belongs on this list. It's going to be an intense moment, and I think both actors have showed that honor thing, and we got a hint, we got a tease of that in the towards the end of the first season, and that weird thing that was going on with them in the in the courtyard area, or the front steps area, where one was just watching and looking. But yeah, so I'm excited for that. I think it's going to be a good one-on-one battle. And one-on-one battles in Game of Thrones universe stuff always tend to be good. I mean, whether it be the first Mountain and Hound fight during the tournament, which was an early highlight, Ned and Jamie, even though it wasn't choreographed great, it was still intense and awesome. Jon Snow
You didn't
versus
have to.
Carl
It's the
Tanner.
fact it was them.
Yeah,
You know.
exactly. And it was something you didn't get in the book, so it felt even more special.
Mhm.
Or not more special than Carl Tanner versus Jon Snow, of course.
Mhm.
The greatest one-on-one battle of all time. Or Lyanna Mormont or Ellie versus the Giant. I mean, it's usually we have a lot of really good one-on-one battles. So I'm excited for this one too.
No doubt. See, I'm poor. I gotta do this. I don't have a bottle opener, so I gotta use a cigarette lighter to
Use the
open up
lighter.
my beer. Okay. That's how you know I moved to upstate New York. That's where you learn techniques like that. You don't learn that in New York City. You just learn that in upstate New York and everything else. Yeah, I think it's going to be amazing. I think people are going to get choked up because they're going to have them crying on each other and dying in each other's arms and stuff.
You do me honor, Tony, for killing me. I do you honor for killing. And it's got that Rocky Apollo thing about it too, where they're both going, you know, like it's going to be intense and emotional.
And in the book, it was like a long battle.
Yep.
Like it wasn't like a 5-minute thing. Like they're fighting for like a half an hour.
Yeah, it was like days went on and the brothers are still fighting.
Yeah, and no one's trying to jump in or nothing. Everyone's just letting them go and just lets it go and stuff like that.
Tony, we have a voicemail that I missed. This was from I think it got left on Saturday night on New Year's Eve from don't you bark because we're not allowed to interrupt the voice from 916.
Hello, this is the voice at 916. I didn't have any particular question to ask. I just wanted to call and show my appreciation to you, Phil, to you, Tony, to you, Bridge, to you, Gray. You guys are awesome. You've gotten us through many a difficult and challenging time when you yourself may be going through difficult and challenging times. I just wanted to give my appreciation, and probably I'm echoing many in the community. Thank you so much. And may 2023 be an awesome year for you guys and for us. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
I love listening.
Tony, suddenly I feel like I just got a full body massage. Like
I do. It just feels like it's been worked over.
Yeah.
You know, like he's just ready to go. Like if she could just read to me, I could fall asleep in 2 seconds. Like who wouldn't want to be her child and get read stories to? Like she should just narrate books.
I was just gonna say the next kids book you write, you should have her narrate it perfect for bedtime stories.
I will ask. I just got a really humongous super chat from Captain Obvious here.
Oh, Captain Obvious, thank you, my buddy.
I don't know if I'm allowed to say exactly how much it was. I don't know if they would have to say if they wanted me to keep it secret, but I got a really big super chat. So thank you so much.
Keep it safe.
Yeah, thank you so much, Captain Obvious. I truly appreciate it.
And Tony might not want to mention again, but this is all going to a great cause of the family of Tony's lost buddy. So any Cash App donations you give tonight are going directly to that family going through a very, very difficult time. So everyone, thank you so much for donating all week for Tony for all of his stuff. He might not want to keep hitting you up, but I'll step in and do it for him here.
I appreciate it, man. Yeah, and I agree. Hopefully, listen, there's things like, as she said, maybe Gray Bridge, and us who helped you, but in all honesty, you guys help us more than we help you. I'm telling you, you've gotten me through some dark times in my life, just coming on here. And it's funny, in my life, I have a lot of people that I'm cool with, but not a lot of friends. And a lot of my friends are on YouTube. I met in YouTube and I met y'all, so, and that's just the truth, and I know a lot of people, but, and that's what it is. You know what I'm saying? And yes, Captain Aries, you will always be my queen.
You're my queen. You're my queen, Captain Obvious.
She is my queen. She's always been my queen. From day one, she's been repping for me. She actually got, when I got my first Teflon TV T-shirt, she got them made up for me.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. That's awesome. Yeah, I love her so much and everything, And so, all right. So that is the first one we're gonna go to. Next one we'll talk about real quick is, and let me say what up to. I seen Alicia Kingston, AK, in the building.
Oh, AK.
Glad you're feeling better. Hope everything's going good. She had some major surgery go down, and glad to see her back up and around. Hopefully back.
AKA is so fucking awesome that I was doing a stream with the Irish wildling Johnny on a holiday stream, and AK is streaming from the hospital bed, kicking some ass, making jokes, doing fucking. She's like, excuse me, guys, I gotta go. Coming in for a sponge bath. She's killing it up there, destroying it. So AK, seriously, both.
Is this the stream that people are saying you went crazy on?
No, that was after you left the other night.
All right.
I think I started dancing around on the floor or something like that. And,
yeah, Captain Obvious has been around since the small council days from the beginning. She's been repping for me and everything else. All right, next we're going to talk about is the rise, I guess, of Sir Criston Cole. Now, I know a lot of people, maybe is he the most hated character or is Loras?
No, I would say I think it's Crispy or oh my god, dog. Sorry, I think it's Crispy or Otto, probably.
You
right?
think more than Loras?
I think Otto's more hated than Loras, personally, in my experience. But you're right. It could be Loras too. I wasn't even thinking about Loras, but definitely. Well, we can agree that Crispy's number 2. Either way, Crispy's number 2.
Either way, he's number 2 and number 1. Huey Newton became a member. Thank you so much, Huey Newton, for becoming a member. Welcome to the family of Teflon TV. Truly.
People in the live chat saying it's a tie with Otto too. Not saying it's Otto. It's Killmonger. That's what you're talking about. At the end of the stream the other night, after you left, before I gave the results of the poll, which House of the Dragon ended up winning best show of the year, by the way. I did one last final.
Really?
Yeah, it beat everything else. I did one final recap where I jumped around and destroyed my apartment and knocked down the walls and started going nuts. So I think that's what they are speaking of. Oh my god. Sorry. We actually have a live call. Let me send you to voicemail. Sorry, live caller. Let me send that to voice caller to voicemail.
I hate Otto more than Loras. People hate Loras. You would think that maybe it would be Aemon One Eye would be the most hated, but nope.
Yeah, I mean, not especially not with the change or with the aspect where it seems like some of his stuff might have been from on accident. He's
he still ate a little boy with a dragon.
I mean, that little boy was asking for it.
I don't understand.
Get out of here.
And then someone like Damon who beats his wife's head in with a rock ain't hated at all.
Oh, he's misunderstood, Tony. It was mercy. It was mercy with that rock.
Let's look at the facts, though. We look at the facts here. Criston Cole, the fuckboy himself, got butthurt because he got humped and dumped, and he got upset with it. That's really why people hate him, because he just can't get over it so bad that he had to go to the green side.
Yeah.
But when you look at physically what he did kill Beesbury, yes. But the way they made it looked like an accident there too.
Yep. Like he didn't know his own strength. He had some Bam Bam like strength from the Flintstones and didn't know he slammed him hard enough to
smack his whole head into the rock.
His whole fucking head. But to answer your question, Tony, and generally in the chat, I think yes, Crispy is number 1 or number 2 or most hated. I would argue that Otto is damn close too, but Crispy is up there for sure because he's like a fuckboy kind of vibe. He also didn't know his role, and he pulled that whole, oh yeah, we had sex a bunch of times. You want to run away from me and quit your job and move to Detroit with me and live in downtown Detroit and we'll be hippie farmers and grow weed. It will be awesome. You want to give up your inheritance to do that?
Give up your dragon, give up your inheritance.
Yeah,
it's like
to move to Detroit and grow weed or something. It's like
in real life, it's happened a couple of times in Great Britain. That one guy advocated to throw him to marry that American woman. I forgot what it was. I forgot the woman, but he did it. So that has happened. So the ask is not too bad of an ask. It does happen sometimes Just not in Westeros. It doesn't happen, you know.
No, definitely not. Instead of going blank, I figured I'd show the chat on my screen while I'm doing my hippie breaks.
I was like, maybe it messed up.
You're like, did your screen mess up again? What's going on over there?
Like, I know we're good on it. All right, yeah. So so that being said, so Criston Cole, if he's not the most hated, he's the second most hated person of this series. And in season 2, he's going to get an upgrade, a huge upgrade.
Yes.
So, guys, go.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, yes, he is. He becomes way more important in the circle.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. So what happens and how he gets this upgrade is that when you have the most hated people talking about Otto. Otto in season 2 tries to be the diplomat. He tries to say, listen, we can work this out. And he doesn't want to have battles. He's trying to get this done peacefully. To the point where the king, Aegon, is like, you know what? Fuck this. I'm done with this bullshit. I want this to be goddamn war and bloodshed. So I need a hand that is about that life.
He Tom Hagen's him, Tony. He's like enough trying to settle the deal with Salazzo. We go to the mattresses right now. It's all out war. I need to get a wartime consigliere.
Yeah, and then he puts Criston Cole in charge and makes him the hand of the king. And though we've seen hands of the king in the past perform differently, and everyone we have seen so far, hand of the king, has performed the same way, the Tywin way. Well, Tywin, I would say, was a little bit there, but more in the background, not going on in the field or doing anything like that. But this motherfucker is like, nope, I'm getting my hands dirty. Yeah. I'm leading the army. I'm going to be the general of the army, and I'm fighting in the vanguard, and I'm fighting in this war. So you have to give the man respect in that matter, that when he goes out there, he's going out there to fight. He's not going out there to stay on his horse in the back and send the troops in. He's in the thick of it with his troops fighting. So you got to give him some respect.
And you got to give Aegon some respect in the sense to know and be smart enough that if you're dealing with someone like Daemon being the hand of the queen on the other side, you need to find someone that can match his level of insanity, beat for beat, or like strength of will. And someone like Crispy might be a fuck Crispy, but in the sense like what Tony's saying, and everyone in the live audience, I'm playing this, of course, because no one wants to hear it.
Fuck Otto.
I know it's everything fuck Otto, but when it comes down to it, he's going to be trying to, as Tony said, facilitate peace, and that's just going to piss off, because again, if this is full spoilers, right? Like when Aemon gets back, Otto's going to be the most pissed. I mean, Allison's going to be pissed too, but Otto's going to be really pissed about this, and knowing what this means, and knowing that from a tactical standpoint, this puts them in a really difficult position of losing the higher ground, Obi-Wan, that I have here. And yeah, so I think it's Otto's going to be less hateable next season. And Crispy is going to be like the more hateable alternative, which is interesting considering I know so many people right now that are all about that is fuck the Hightowers. But the Hightowers, I think, are going to be played personally a little bit more like what have we done to a certain extent next season. But I could be wrong about that. I think they're going to play them a little bit more feeling like they went too far. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think because the bottom line is this: when she come back to King's Landing, he tells them exactly what happened. They're going to be very pissed off at him. They're not going to celebrate him like he did something good. They're going to be like, "You dumb little fuck! Do you understand what you just did? You just ruined. You just put us all to war right now with your maneuver of you playing around up there, just trying to have fun. Now we're going to war." And at this particular time, if Rhaenyra decided to, if she just said, everyone get on your dragon, fly to King's Landing, they'd light them all up.
Yeah.
They got so many more dragons in them, they could light them all up. Every one of them, burn them all down, and it's over. They could burn the whole King's Landing down, burn them in their Red Keep, and kill them all. Kill every single one of them. So that's why I was like, this is a bad move, man. They have too much going on right now. It's going to be bad. But Criston Cole, when he becomes the hand of the king, he does not play that game. He's not going to play that bullshit. He brings the war to him. That we going to war. And and the battles of Rook's Rest is ultimately proof of this whole situation and everything else of that, because that'll bring me to another point right now. Now, what episode do you think Otto gets removed as Hand and Criston Cole takes over?
I'm trying to remember the timetables of the books. You might know this a little bit. It happens
after the cheese.
After the cheese, yeah. But before the brothers.
After Daemon takes Harrenhal.
Okay, after Daemon takes Harrenhal, and so it's after the brothers too, right?
Yes.
So I would say towards the end of the season. Towards the end of the season, it will be. I don't think episodes 6 or 7.
If Sydney's saying 5 and 6, 6, 7 sounds right to me. It does sound right to me.
Because it still gives them time for the end of the season to have some serious shit happen. Like, I feel weird saying spoilers here. Is Rhaenys gone next season? Is that how they end the season?
Yeah, I think it ends with her. With that battle.
With that battle. That right? That's last episode shit, right?
That is definitely last episode shit. I would think so. Unless you want to show the husband's reaction.
Yeah.
Unless you want to show that, what I mean.
This season is going to be traumatic. Like you were right to do this kind of video, and Tony did a video earlier tonight. I didn't get a chance to watch it before this stream, but on a similar topic as this, and we're breaking down these in a little bit more detail here. But next season's going to be traumatic. It's going to be. I get why they wanted to zip through season 1 to get to a full season 2 that's going to be blowing it out of the water every episode 2, in the sense of like something to talk about.
Yeah, and we got someone say, who is it? Jackie C saying maybe the penultimate episode.
Yeah,
I just don't know what they do after that. You know what I mean? After that moment, I don't know what you bring up after that moment. I don't know what you would do. I think that's it. I think there's no. I think that's like Corlys may turn around like Rhaenyra turned around. And look at and you see he may do the same exact thing, but you see Rhaenyra at the end of this season when she got the news and she turns around, looks at the camera. You may get Corlys have the same exact situation, and he turns around and looks at the camera, and it just ends like that. It could be a situation like that. Bringing up Corlys, that is a situation that goes down there too, and that is the blockade of King's Landing. So it's basically what Stannis tried to do in Blackwater Bay. That's what he wanted to do out there. He tried to sack the city from there, but they tried to put a blockade out there, basically to siege it, to make sure that they can't get any supplies or anything out there. But when Corlys does this and puts his ships out there, Otto Hightower makes a deal with the Triarchy, who are the same people that they've been battling all this time, because they already hate him. So he makes a deal with them. So he gets all of these people to join his side. And this will be probably the best ship battle, really the first real ship battle that we've seen in all of Game of Thrones and House of the Dragon.
Yeah, I don't count that bullshit with Euron.
No, that was whack, that Euron ship battle. That was not good. It should have been good.
The only thing that was good about it, Tony, is it caused the death of the sand snakes. That nighttime one, that was the only thing that was good about that. We do have a handful of voicemails from area code 251. Let's play some of these. This is area code 251. When I see that someone leaves multiple messages, I should realize that the first one is just sort of like a non-go. Here's the second one.
Let me just give a shout out to.
Hi, Tony. Hi, Phil. It's Allison, long-time listener, first-time caller.
Welcome.
Just calling for support, and also to just say can't wait for season 2. Definitely think Blood and Cheese is going to be the moment of the season. Also, Criston Cole is definitely the most hated character because he's just a simp ass bitch. Otto is terrible. Otto's a bad dad, but we've seen bad dads. We've seen Tywin Lannister. We've seen the Charlie dad, whatever his fucking name
Randall.
was, Sam's dad. He was bad dad. We've seen bad dad, but Criston Cole is just as bad as Jamie in my book. And that's all. You guys are great. Love you. Bye.
Love you too. And we got one more message that we'll play from her in a bit.
Yeah, so you got Sydney is saying, Teflon TV, don't forget we may be getting 13 episodes, so the end could be end of season 2. I don't know. I don't know where you heard that. I haven't heard that. So please, where did you hear that it's possible we're getting 13 episodes? Because I don't see them doing 13 episodes. 10 is a lot. 13 episodes. Phil, did you hear anything about a 13 episode season?
I have not personally heard that. I don't know if that's just one of those. And please let this be true, Sydney. I want this to be true, Sydney.
Oh, yeah.
Because I miss it. Don't you remember when I don't want to do a Member Berries episode here, Tony, but Member Berry when we were kids, and even long, deep, great shows gave you like 20 plus episodes.
Oh, yeah.
Aren't like The Wire and The Sopranos both like most of their early seasons are like pushing 20 episodes.
And they do like 12 episodes in The Wire. And it's like a sitcom. Like sitcoms, you get that many episodes. On regular TV, you would get 20 episodes or so, because most of them would be a half an hour long back then. So you get 20 or so episodes on.
Dude, season 1 of The Wire had 26 episodes.
Woo!
Wait. No, 12 episodes. Wait, I'm wrong about that. Wait, no. Let me make sure I'm right about that. How long was season 1? No, 13. You're right. 13 episodes.
Yeah, around 13. That's what I figured. Yeah, and everything else. John Haymaker, I remember. Yes, you are a member, I do believe.
I remember. Sorry, I got excited there. But yeah, series used to have 13 episodes or 26, or some shows like sitcoms would have 26 episodes, or even some shows like 90210 or long dramas would have long runs. So, I mean, I would like to see 13 episodes. I want to manifest this into existence, but no, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, it's right. You got to understand episode, how much they cost to make each episode and how much budget they get for that season. So it truly comes down to this. And I must say this guy who's running HBO now is not spending money.
No.
Like, he's not trying to spend any money. So I can't see them at all going up that far to that many episodes. Me personally, I just don't.
Tony, he's so not trying to spend money. He doesn't let shows that they own stay on the platform. He's like ditching some of the animation shows just so he doesn't have to pay residuals to Bruce Timm, you know?
Yeah. So A. Anderson sent me a super chat. So thank you so much, A. Anderson. Let me shout you out for that, for the super chat. So again, shout out to Tiffany, Cheryl, and A. Anderson for the super chat. Truly appreciate it and
Thank
everything
you so
else.
much.
Yeah. So that would bring, that the siege, I think, is going to be a hell of a moment. And I think it's going to be one of the most bloodiest moments that we're going to see in there during the siege, the blockade of King's Landing. How do you feel about the blockade?
I think it's going to be really cool, and especially what you said about finally getting to see a good, intense, well put together sea battle. I feel like so much of that, because the Greyjoys were so poorly done on the show. And again, I'm not one to trash everything about even late seasons of Game of Thrones. I found a lot of enjoyment out of it, but I think unarguably, almost, you could say that Dorne and the Greyjoys were most fucked by Dan and Dave in the sense of, and Lady Stoneheart too, maybe, but most in the sense of doing those stories justice within what was going on. And I feel like a sea battle is something we really missed out on, something intense. So I'm very excited to see that on the series.
Yeah, without a shadow of a doubt. I can't wait to see it. And listen, Corlys is going to lose his mind this season. He's going to lose his mind this season. You're going to see this guy lose his mind. It's going to be no joke when it's all said and done, when this dude loses his mind and everything else. Anyone who says they never watched The Wire, Carlson, you need to get out and watch it. You're crazy.
Yeah.
Greatest show ever made. And the critics will tell you that. It's not just me. It's critically acclaimed. Most critics will say it's the greatest show ever made.
Yeah, and most critics would 100% put it in the top 3, with at least half of them probably putting it at number 1. It's sitting at the top of that table with Breaking Bad and The Sopranos. Like let's not split hairs. Those are the 3. Those are the fucking 3.
Yeah. It is. So those are the three. If you go,
I mean, there's other ones that we can mention and bring up there, but really it's those three vying it.
Yeah,
and
Breaking Bad, Sopranos, and The Wire.
And Tony, I'm including Better Call Saul with Breaking Bad as one giant show, and it's cheating, but I'm doing it anyway.
Better Call Saul deserves to be in the list.
That's why I'm just coupling it with, like, Saul would be fourth, so I'm just putting it with Breaking Bad and just considering it all as one. Oh, thank you. That's what I was thinking. Like, TA, I'm sorry to bring up Star Trek Star Trek Deep Space Nine, but like Next Generation and Deep Space Nine, which were well produced together shows, had like 20 plus episodes. So within that time, George R. R. Martin actually talked about this in one of his more recent Nada blogs, where he talked about wanting, maybe that's where this comes from, Tony, that George in his blog, and I could find the blog post to read it exactly, but I think we did break it apart on here once. He said something along the lines of, I miss when shows had 26 episodes, and I think House of the Dragon could use 13 episode seasons. I don't know if that's where this came from, because George definitely did say that. I could find the exact quote, but it's something like that.
I think they could, without a shadow of a doubt, do that many episodes.
Yeah.
But I don't have no faith in the person who runs it.
Now,
you know what I mean?
Now, Tony, I don't know if you put these. I didn't get a chance to watch your video, but everyone should. In fact, take a break from this live stream, go watch Tony's 9-minute video, and come back here. We'll still be going. I don't know if you put. Someone mentioned the dragon seeds. I don't know if that's a what the fuck or an intense moment, but I'm very curious. That's one of the things I'm most excited to see in season 2, to see how they do that. Do they do it in a big montage? Is there a whole episode that's dedicated to that? Is it throughout the season, and then we finally get it at the end? So that's not just a one moment, but it's something in season 2 that I think is going to be pretty intense that we're going to see.
Yeah, I think that would be more directed to season 3, though. I think it'd be a season 3 thing, the Dragon Seed situation, because you have to have them losing some dragons to make them want to get more dragons. You know what I mean?
I guess you're right. In my mind, I keep thinking that Dragon Seeds are going to be in season 2, but you're right that I guess it probably will be pushed out to season 3, because things will seem at an all-time low at the end for Team Rhaenyra and Team everybody, and then that's a way of giving hope at the beginning of the next season. So perhaps you're right.
Yeah, which would bring me, as we talk about losing dragons. So we're talking that brings us to the Battle of Rook's Rest. Probably the biggest, most likely this is how it's going to end. I mean, it would be episode 10. I don't see it going past. I don't know how you have it as the penultimate episode, and then you don't. Now, we know that Game of Thrones always like to put the big thing in episode 9.
I was just going to ask you the question. If we were rewinding, if we were using a magical wand and rewinding time to before Game of Thrones came out, and you're familiar with the books, would you have said the same thing about Ned dying in episode 9? Would you have said, I don't know how they end the season, or the Red Wedding, or like, would you? So maybe they could. I'm not, just to argue the devil's advocate of it. Yeah. But House of the Dragon in season 1 didn't go with the same strategy. So I'm not sure if they're going to do the episode 9
and the reason why I think they do it the way they did it in Game of Thrones was they had so many different places to cover, that they gave you the big thing in episode 9 and then caught everybody up to where everybody was at for episode 10. You know what I mean? So I think that you got the big moment in episode 9, and then because there were so many different locations, they had to say, all right, this is what's going on with this person. This is what's going on with this person. This is what's going on with this person. And then that's what I think it goes down. You know what I mean? So I think that's the reason why they did it.
Tony, that's an excellent point, because in Game of Thrones, if anything, you could have gone 15 episode series with 10, 15 seasons and still not have done everything that's within the books. They were referred to the books that could not be adapted. So by doing it in an episode 9, you're allowing to get a lot more like information spread out there in those final episodes, and people are still recovering from the episode 9s. In House of the Dragon, the narrative that this is based on is much shorter, tighter in some ways. So by that definition, they may want to just hit each season at the end with the strongest point, kind of like they did at this end with the dragon busting out, and every season ends with some big dragon moment of some kind. And if we're waiting for the biggest dragon moment of season 2, that's it. I mean, that's the big intense dragon fight. I mean, there's other scrimmages and fight, but this is the game. This is the game fight.
Yeah. So what happens is they set a trap for Rhaenys. I do believe it's Sir Criston Cole's trap. It's his plan.
It's a trap.
And Rhaenys goes and flies over, and when she gets there, there are 2 dragons waiting there for her. Yeah. And that is Aegon and his dragon, and the king with Sunfire. So Rhaenys, being the badass that she is, she could probably turn around and fly away and get away on her dragon.
But she's like, fuck no.
She's like, fuck this. Let's go to war. And she fights both of these motherfucking dragons. She takes them both on by herself.
Yep.
And obviously Vhagar is so fucking big that it's just hard. Just to fight Vhagar would be hard, but she says, fuck it, I'm fighting them both. And she does the goddamn thing. Listen, she gets killed in the end. Her dragon gets killed in the end. But listen, she takes out Aegon. She takes Aegon down with her. She takes out Aegon's fucking dragon down with her too. So
he becomes KFC extra crispy, but he doesn't die. But like, if she had even thought, this just shows the warrior she is, because dealing with Vhagar, who is obviously older, but so big and intense in war, been through so many wars. If it was just one-on-one, Rhaenys would have won. I mean, Rhaenys was able to kill both, or no, she didn't kill the king's dragon. He
just about dead Sunfire.
Right, but Sunfire just can't fly anymore.
He can't fly anymore. He gets ripped open in his stomach. It gets ripped open and stuff. But he's just about. If it was just her and Sunfire, she would have took some. And this goes to show you, it's not just the dragon; it's the rider and the skill that you have. And I hope that they really show how much skill she has as a dragon rider to get her dragon in combat, to even put herself in that position where she almost wins this whole thing.
Tony, that is an awesome point. I hope it's like, just to do a boxing thing, I was trying to think of the best example of this, but I was almost thinking like Mr. Miyagi versus a young guy or something. But but seeing like George Foreman versus Michael Moore situation, where we see the old veteran just outmaneuver these kids on these with the superior firepower, and just hitting those one punches, like knowing the angles to work within it. The Rocky Balboa movie with Rocky Balboa versus the dude that I forget the real boxer that was in that movie, or whatever his name was.
Tommy the Duke Morrison.
Yeah, or Tommy the Duke Morrison. Yeah, Tommy the Duke Morrison. Like, you need to do that to depict this fight, and I agree, and show how much she's just more experienced at this than the 2 boys are.
Yeah, because and then listen. So if you were gonna do, I do believe that happens in episode 10. But if you did do it in 9, then I guess you'd see the aftermath of, because King Aegon's like, his whole armor is fused to his skin.
Yeah,
he gets burnt so bad, like Dr. Doom and shit from fucking Marvel. Yep. Like, his whole armor is just fused, all stuck to his skin the whole time and shit and everything else. Like, he's dissed. He's done after this. You know what I mean? So I think that happens then in episode 10, but that would be the aftermath that you show. And then you show Corlys actually finding out that his wife is dead.
I think you could, the more we're talking about, the more I think it's all going to be in episode 10, but they're not necessarily going to end episode 10. They're going to do a very big parallel from, you mentioned it when you said the Rhaenys is similar to Corlys, that I think we will see Corlys's reaction at the end of the season, and the second to last scene will be the dragon fight, and then we'll fade into Corlys getting a raven or finding out the information, and then end on his intensity and lead that into the next season, rather than have a whole episode 10 dedicated towards that. Because I think,
God.
Oh no, I just think it would make more sense.
Yeah, Sydney says, why did Corlys choose to serve Aegon after they killed his wife? From what I remember in the books, I haven't read them a little bit. I will read them again soon enough and stuff. But Rhaenyra has him arrested. I don't know if he does go over there, but Rhaenyra has him arrested. at the end. She puts him in jail, and which causes her allegiance to the House Valyrian for her locking him up and stuff. So that because he listen, I don't know how they're gonna play it. They can always change. They change the little stuff here, but he's gonna lose his mind once his wife is gone.
Oh,
he's
fuck
not. He's gonna blame them and everything else for putting her in that situation. And I'm saying this is Criston Cole springing the trap. Listen, he's springing a trap on people. You're gonna see this dude is go down and stuff. It's gonna go down this season with him.
It is going to be interesting because of how hated he is already, Tony. It's going to be like adding gasoline onto a flame. With how much white hot rage people have for this guy by the end of the next season leading into season 3. It's going to be very, very intense.
It definitely is going to be very intense. Oh, people in their pictures that they send me. So nice to see people sending pictures. All right, yeah, it's going to be crazily intense. And
someone watching the stream is sending Tony racy pictures right now.
Yeah, let's just go. 1 second, let me blow my nose, and we'll get to the.
Tony's got to go blow his nose to the pictures. I'm sorry, no. I'm kidding, Tony. It was too perfect. No. Anyways. That is a perfect name for him. Sugar Ray Targaryen rocking the Philly shell. Dragon respects Dragon will. Sydney says Sunfire does end up flying again after that because Aegon ends up fighting Baela in her dragon and ends up jumping off Sunfire and losing his legs entirely. Yeah, doesn't Aegon, again, I mentioned this, listened through it once, so I'm not as familiar with it as probably you guys in the chat are. Doesn't Aegon kind of become like a joke in the sense he keeps like hurting himself and almost dying but not quite dying? He's like fucking, what's his name? He's like OJ in the Naked Gun movies. He's just like constantly like hurting himself and getting burned. I'm badly burned. Or the dude in the Austin Powers movies. I'm not dead. I'm just badly burned. Like that kind of guy. So I think Aegon, we're gonna fall into a couple situations through a few seasons of Aegon getting like really injured a lot and getting fucked up and not dead.
Well, you won't see him, so he's gonna go away.
Yeah, he's gonna be gone. He's gonna be pretty much just bedridden for a season, right? What
happened with Corlys, and Corlys was gone, and he just heard about it. He's just gonna be gone.
Do you think we're gonna check in on Aegon every once in a while and go to his room and have him just go, get the fuck out of here?
I think they're going to have it like you think he's dead. They're gonna make everyone who hasn't read the book make you believe he's dead until that final thing.
That's probably a smart way of doing it. Speaking of dirty bastards, look at this dirty bastard on the screen. Oh, there he is. There he is. There he is. The true king of Westeros.
He may be better than Aegon as a king.
Is he more effective than Aegon as a king? I don't know.
He would have been. I mean, listen, he knew Joffrey. The whole thing. I think the difference. Joffrey was a child too, more of a child.
And Joffrey might be a child, but there's been a lot of child kings throughout the history of Westeros. Not all of them are turned on by violence and in a way that he is, like in the way of like torturing the cats growing up and what he did to all Tommen's cats. Like Joffrey was just an extra kind of sick. We talked about crazy versus sick versus Caligula. Like Joffrey as an adult, do you think if Joffrey gets to an adult, is he better or worse as an adult? I think worse. I think he gets worse as time goes on.
Yeah, Joffrey. If you're gonna want to hear him in the north, we're gonna make her have to scream louder.
Exactly. I am the king. You're like, come on.
You have to make her scream louder.
Louder. Like he's just gonna get more and more like Caligula the older he gets to.
It's going crazy with power. It's just too much power for one person to have. That's why you can't. Because I think it's possible for anyone to get like that. I think if you have that much undisputed power, anyone can go crazy and become that. It's just too.
Yeah. No, I mean, I know I would have the capability of it. I know I would have the capability of it for sure.
Anyone does, because once you do it one time and get away with it, then anyone who pisses you off, you're dead. Because you got to think about it like this. When you're a child, how many people have you wished dead? Now imagine those people that you wish dead actually died. That's what it is when you're a kid. You know what I mean? Anyone he wishes dead, you're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. You're dead. And then that's it. Yep. And that's it. So that's the way I would say it would go down. Like
I mean, that's Robin Aaron in a way too, in the Vale at this point with making strange people fly. Tony, we do have one more voicemail here from Allison from area code 251.
Hi, it's Allison again. I want to change my answer. Criston is not the worst. Allison is the worst. She's the worst, and she's the worst because all she had to do was be like, "Hey, girl, I know you out here fucking. You ain't got to lie, Craig." And that would have been the end of it. Rhaenyra would have been like, "Oh yeah, you're right. Like my bad." She should have looked out for her friend, especially knowing that in the books Rhaenyra is so much younger than her. She should have been a way better role model instead of just trying to like you're already queen. What else are you trying to do? Like marry your kids to the princess and live your life happily ever after instead of ended up some crazy witch lady. Like, come on, man. Allison's the worst.
I love the call.
Great call.
I truly do, but I can't go with Allison being the worst. I can't. I don't see her as the worst. When I compared her to Crispy Cole, her to Damon is much worse than Allison. Much worse. You know,
but Matt Smith, Tony. But Matt Smith.
I don't care who it is. I was saying he's not the worst. I mean, you say the worst. She bad, but she ain't the worst. I can't say she's the worst.
Interesting point by Jackie C. Power does not corrupt; it just reveals. So in that definition, it's like when someone gets drunk and they're an asshole. It's revealing them for really being an asshole. And one other point to Jackie: are we kink shaming Joffrey now? Joffrey didn't get consent. So yes, non-consent.
Wait, do we know for fact that he was getting off sexually when he did these acts?
I think he was just enjoying it from a visceral murder, death, kill standpoint.
Like Simon the worst thing we've seen Joffrey do was kill Roz.
Yes.
But that's the worst thing he did, right? He shot her.
I mean, bringing Sansa out to pretty much everything he did to Sansa. Bringing Sansa out to see George W. Bush's head and stuff, you know.
He killed a woman, though. That has to be
okay. You mean like specifically him doing it himself?
I'm saying specifically him doing bad. I mean, you have to say, like, did he do some fouls to Sansa? He had the Hound smack her a couple of times, right? Yeah. And everything else, you know. But actually being the worst thing
he didn't have the balls to do it himself. He had other people do it for him.
Yeah, the worst thing he did was kill Roz with the crossbow bow. Mm-hmm. And there was no reason for him to do it. That's the whole thing. Like, she didn't piss him off to the point where I'm going to kill you.
He did it more to say fuck you to Tyrion, right? Essentially.
Yeah. That's what it was. So, you know, and he just walked out with the crossbow watch. And I think people were attached to Roz because you've seen her from like the first episode.
Yeah. Yes.
So I think people did like her. Some people liked Roz, even though she's a character that we don't see her in books or anything. But people liked Roz, and I think that's they had that emotional attack. Like this motherfucker just tied her to the bed and shot her.
Huey says, "Wait, no, I'm not." I would address that to it's Huey Newton's like, "Wait a damn minute, we just giving Joffrey a pass here."
I'm not giving Joffrey a pass. I'm just saying. So, he said, let me get that right there real quick. That comment. I can find it.
That's a good one. Yeah, he also killed kittens and stuff, Carl. Yeah, he did. I'm co-signing more of that. Joffrey would have turned into Caligula by the end, but to Tony's point, what we actually see him physically do himself, show Joffrey anyways, we only really see him kill Roz, and then we do see him have a lot of other people do a lot of things. I would also say maybe dragging Sansa to look at the dead father's head and all that sort of torture shit.
Yeah, that's done. That's mad. Bye, Carla. Thank you so much for rocking with us for as long, and thank you for becoming a member on the channel too. Big up to you and your family.
Thank you, Carla. Toast.
Keep posting those pictures, girl. I love to seeing them all and everything else. People like Roz was sexy. All right, she was sexy. I didn't say she wasn't. Right? No one said she wasn't.
Okay, fair point, Jackie. And I don't want to take this to get too far down the Joffrey train here, but Joffrey did chill after getting Marjorie. If Joffrey had a life with Marjorie controlling him with the hand up his ass, could she have handled some of his more base hardcore instincts? Could she have sort of curbed that to a certain extent? And would she have been the one controlling him? Possibly.
Possibly, but her grandmother didn't think so, because her grandmother's like, we gotta take this motherfucker out.
Yeah, you can't handle this shit. This is too
right.
much.
I mean, so maybe she could have, but the grandmother didn't think so.
Yeah, fair point, Tony.
She wouldn't even have killed him.
Yeah, Nana was like, "You can't handle it, honey. I gotta handle this for you."
Yeah, you know what I mean. So maybe, but the grandma was like, "I don't know about this sick bastard."
And then she was playing easy mode with Tommen. It's like you go from playing expert Demon Souls to playing Lego Batman on easy mode. It's just it's a huge difference.
Oh, Tom, he got some pussy here, boys. Woo!
Thank you very much.
We could do this all day. I'll stay here.
You want to see my kitty cat? Oh,
that's it.
It's Otto. It's always been Otto. Yeah, Joffrey was into sadism. But anyways, to get back to our point tonight of the big event, I do see it. The more Tony talks about it, the more I think probably episode 10 that we get the big dragon battle, and probably the most intense moment for people that don't know it's coming. The biggest blood and cheese. We haven't talked about that yet, but the biggest one, because basically the way the season's going to work in my mind is it's going to be top and it's going to be good all the way through. But if they do blood and cheese in episode 1, 2, or 3, and that's the biggest moment of the season, you're going to get a lot of, nothing's going to match that. Nothing's going to match that. And then that'll finally happen at the end. That big intense moment at the end that sort of goes, oh yeah, okay, great. You know, that will be like you're supposed to begin strong and end strong when you do a set. What you do in the middle, you can be creative. And I think they're going to begin strong and end strong with the two biggest intense moments of the season.
Thank you for the super chat. Kelly Johnson is saying Team Black shook like tea is shook by them Tate hands. Well, not at all. And I guess his hands might be doing something else with if he's. I hear so much stuff that he's locked up, he's not locked up, that it's a ruse, that it's real. I don't know what's going on with that guy. I really don't care. You know, I really don't care. But the Don is never shook, man. Don is never shook. Thank you so much for the super chat. Again, I'll say it in case people are coming in here late. If you do want to send me a super chat, if you can't, then I understand this is the only way you can send it. But if you can, please try to send the super chat to my Cash App. I have the number on the bottom of the screen. Any money that comes in through the Cash App, I'll be giving to my friend who passed away family. So if you can send anything, please send it there so that I can make sure that I can get that to them. All right. That is with an Edward Martin background is sick. Thank you so much. This is the new Teflon TV set. It won't just be this background all the time. We'll have different backgrounds too. Maybe we'll switch it up for you right now, just to show you what we're working with here. It's to show you what we're working with here. Let's see if we can switch that up for you real quick.
Sydney, I would agree with that. The Lucerys and Thomas were very similar, except I would say Lucerys is even, maybe because he was older and had to do more for himself. Tommen's even more green. No pun intended.
There we go.
Nice.
There you go. You know, there we go. There we go.
But I agree with that, Sydney. I definitely see what you see there with the vibes. That looks really cool.
You know, so yeah, you know, so we talked, we brought it up, we said it. We look at the poll real quick, and it seems that 60% of people saying they're looking forward more to blood and cheese.
Yep, that's the one.
So we'll end the poll and we'll go with that right now and give a chat to. Oh, we got a super chat donation. It seems like.
Yep, from Edward Martin. No message, just amazing super chat, $20 from Edward Martin.
Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. So, blood and cheese, Phil. Blood and cheese.
Yeah. Every time it gets said, I for some reason think that I want to have like cheese and crackers and wine. I feel like you're gonna. I already know people are gonna be posting things like having a wine and cheese party, watching Blood and Cheese episode. Like I can see the pictures. I can see the fucking the TikToks and the reels made of people having wine and cheese, having Blood and Cheese, watching Blood and Cheese. I don't know if, I mean, obviously it's a really intense moment. It's going to be strong. It's going to be an early episode thing. Is part of it the fact that it has a term to it? You know, it has a little like, so everyone likes to say it. You know, it's also got a cool little cadence to it. But no, it's a really intense moment. And I think when this series was first announced, even before I knew what it was the thing that I did a panel on at the one of the Con of Thrones, like a spinoff panel, and one of the things I said I wanted was a Dance of the Dragons kind of thing. And someone yelled from the audience, me not even knowing exactly what it was, just hearing story, blood and cheese, or something like, you know, like or something like. This has been the thing that people want to see, so I get it. It's going to be interesting. Tony, why don't you tell these people that might not know a little bit more about what Blood and Cheese is?
All right, so Blood and Cheese is the response to Rhaenyra's son getting killed. So once she finds that out, Daemon goes and says, hey, we got to do something about this. And she wants to go right to war, but Daemon's like, let's handle this differently. A son for a son. So what he does, and that's the name of the chapter 2 in the book, actually, a son for a son. He hires 2 people, Blood and Cheese, 2 assassins. One's a rat catcher, and I forgot what the other one does. I forgot what it was. One's a rat catcher, and I think that we've seen proof of this happening. We've seen images of this in season 1 already. And so they go sneak into the bedroom of Helena. They grab up Helena, and she's there with her sons. And she says, listen, you can keep one son's going to live, one son's going to die. You have to pick. Helena thinking that the younger son won't know what's going on. So she says for him to die. So then Cheese grabs him up and says, you hear that, boy? Your mama wants you dead.
Fooled you. They did the fooled you thing.
Yep, and they cut the throat of the other son.
And I believe Alicent is there as well.
I think did they cut his throat, cut his whole head off almost, right?
Something like that. So and then they just zipped out. I think they took the body and they zipped out, and one of the 2 of them gets caught, but the other one, they never quite catch up with Fabrizio. Michael never find. I'm sorry with all the Godfather stuff. Michael never finds Fabrizio in the pizza place. But yeah, so that is a really intense moment. I believe, like I said, I think they know that Alicent's going to show up there with the kids or something, so they grab her up too and make her watch the whole situation. So the big question is, and we've talked about this before in one of our prediction streams we did with Bridge, what episode is going to be at? Are they going to do this episode 1? Or are they going to do this episode 2 or 3? It's one of the first 3. I think we have to like, I'm not gonna say we all have to agree, but I think most people will agree it's in one of the first 3 episodes.
So it's a response to what happened in last season.
Right. So did they do it right away, Tony? Did they just?
It's got to be early, but it can't be. It's too good to give up too early, you know. So it can't be episode 1. It may be 2.
Yeah, my pick is that they do the foreshadow. They give us a cliffhanger of some sort where you see them entering the keep at the end of episode 1 as a foreshadow that it's going to happen in episode 2. So the people that know it's happening get all like, will know what's happening. And then because I agree, they can't do it I don't think they can do it in episode 1. That would be a lot to come in on. Right?
Listen, if you did that, people will be into it. Like, this is going to be a huge moment when you see a kid get killed in front of his mother. And this is what makes Helena lose her shit after this. After this, that's it for Helena.
Oh, yeah, she's done.
Yeah, she's done. Like, that's the end of her. Like, you're never going to see her the same way again
Ryan says, or RY says, RY, or they open in Winterfell for the first episode, and then they cut to Blood and Cheese. I do think Winterfell is going to be in the first episode for sure. I think they will start the season. I think the first trailers we see will be mostly of episode 1, and we'll see Jace heading into Winterfell. I think that will absolutely happen. Luke was committed an act of treason by trying to gather support of other houses. That's not an eye for an eye. That is cowardly. Yeah, they do it in the Tower of the Hand because they can't get into Maegor's Holdfast. Absolutely. Sydney says it will be by episode 3 or 4. I'm thinking 2, as I said. I could see it as far as 4. I guess that's the earliest. Let's do over under here from a betting standpoint. I think the low end would be episode 2. I don't think I'd be very surprised. I think it's no money's going on episode 1. I think most of the money would go on episode 2 or 3. I feel like the furthest it could go would be episode 4. I don't think they would push it to mid-season. That would be surprising to me. I think it would be something
it can't be mid-season.
Right. It needs to be in the first 3 episodes.
It's the response of that. So
it needs to be. That's why episode 1 might. If they have the balls to do this in episode 1, the series, I will really. I'll be impressed if that's very Boys like. I talked about this on our stream we did the other night. The Boys is a show. I won't spoil or talk too much about The Boys, but in episode 1 of season 3, they did that Thanos Ant-Man thing. Yeah, that right in episode 1 to show you how sick they could be to get everyone that would be offended out the door immediately. And I don't know if House of the Dragon wants to do that. I think they want to lure people in and then shock them. And so get people talking that are coming in. And so I think if season 1, episode 1, they'd be afraid and I'm thinking from a PR standpoint, they'd be like, oh, we might push some people away on that one. Let's slate that for episode 2, where we already have some more fans coming in that have come back. So I say episode 2, Tony.
I'm going to go 2, latest 3. That's the latest. It goes down as 3 because you have so much stuff that's going to, like we just mentioned, everything major moments is going to happen. We mentioned 5 of them. So even we mentioned 5. Did we mention 5 to 6 of them? Let's say we mentioned 6 of them. That's 6 episodes right there. There's 10. So you have 4 other episodes that they got to set up these things for. You know what I mean? So it's just so much stuff that it's just going to be crazy. Thank you for the super chat, Kelly Johnson. Truly appreciate it. 100%. He says, T is LGS pulling the strings behind the scenes. Who's LGS? Who's he talking about?
Laura Strong.
I don't know the LGS is.
I'm going with the LS being Laura Strong. And then I don't know what the Loris foot guy, Loris the G Strong. The biggest question I have for you,
the last green seer. I'm sorry.
Oh, the last green. Okay, the last green seer. Do you think that season 2 will move at a similar pace as season 1, or will it feel like it's taking its time a little bit more? Like, will these intense moments, will each episode be one of these what the fuck crazy ass moments that we've talked about, like you said, 6 of them tonight, possible ones. I know you think the Dragon Seeds might be in season 3. That could be in there too. It could be in some way or some sort of shit. Like, will every episode be an intense episode like this first season was, where they made every episode have some sort of bam moment, or will we get more growy type episodes? What are your opinions on that?
I think we're going to get more slammed. It's going to be a lot of stuff going down without a doubt. As for the answer, Kelly Johnson, I will say that yes, there's a good chance the last screen seer is pulling a lot of strings during this, and I could give you proof of that. But I'll have to make a video for that, because I've noticed that a lot of these live streams that I've been doing, there's one YouTube channel guy who just so happens to put out videos right after I say stuff and everything else. So,
you should experiment by saying something on one of these streams, like the dumbest shit.
Well, what the guy does is he uses like a voiceover person. He doesn't use his own voice. He's like a voiceover.
Does he have the computerized voice? Hello, and on the Game of Thrones, House of Dragon, I think the last green seer is evil and controlled by the children of the forest. This is
exactly how they do it. I know exactly how they do it.
This is a very unique opinion that no one else has.
It said, thank you for the super chat. Luna, it says episode 3 because they need to get us to care about Helena again, so it'll be more shocking. I think you could do that in 2 episodes. I don't know if you in 1. I hear what you're saying. They would have to show the kids a little bit more, but you could do that in episode 1 and then have it happen at the end of episode 2. You could have her in King's Landing with the kids, playing with the kids and stuff like that. And then all of a sudden, have the decapitation of the head of the kid and everything else.
And plus, just it being a child is going to be extra intense watching it on screen and having it be depicted. Because I know even Robert's bastard that we didn't know at all, randomly like seeing what happened in season 1 of Game of Thrones, because there is precedent for this. I think people are like, oh my God, they're not going to kill a kid on TV and blah, blah, blah. Like, didn't Meryn Trent fucking stab a kid in season 1 of Game of Thrones? We've already done that on Game of Thrones. This is just more of a one-on-one specific reason to fuck with someone's mind, like an emotional torture of Alicent and Helena, and a big fuck you to the whole family. But the murdering of a child, Game of Thrones has done it in passing, so they're gonna go full on this. I think there's nothing holding them back from really shocking us here.
Thank you for super chat. Kelly Johnson says, people sleeping on the last Green Sea is abortion. Let them sleep. I'll start pumping out more videos about it as soon as I can. I'll start dropping more videos. I'm gonna try to drop at least 3 videos a week, and I'm gonna live stream every day this week. I'll be back tomorrow live stream. Hopefully Phil will be able to join when he can, but I'll be back live streaming again. I don't say this, and I don't want to say it, and I hate saying I don't want to say it, but I truly appreciate all the super chats you give me. If you could only give them to me through here, then that's fine. Then keep doing your thing and everything else. But if there's by any chance that you can use the Cash App, please send me super chats on the Cash App. Anything that I get during these streams that I come up, I'm going to give to my friend who passed away family, to help them out a little bit. I mean, it's not going to be a lot, I'm sure, but a little bit. Anything matters, right? To help them out and stuff. So that's what the money is for, to help them out and stuff. So if you can, please, the Cash App, it's on the scroll on the bottom. $, Tony Teflon 545. Please send it there if you can. That way, because I do believe the funeral will most likely be this week, and I would like to present it with them this week. If not, then I'll have to wait until the end of the month and then go find them and then give it to them after that. So it'd be better if it was like that. So if you could do that, I would appreciate it. Like I said, the Cash App, it's right there on the bottom. All you gotta do is go to Cash App and then put in there right there, Tony Teflon, $, Tony Teflon 545. It's on the scroll on the bottom. All right. I truly, if you can't, and this is the only way you can do it, then please do so. You know what I mean? Anyway, we'll take it and stuff like that. But thank you, Kelly, for thinking that's a boss theory, because it is a straight boss theory and everything else.
And want to send a super happy new year out to our buddy Mandrell in the live chat.
Motherfucking Mandrell, man. Love you, Mandrell.
Yeah,
love
you. Still listening, buddy. Love you, man.
I'm working out. I ain't as big as you yet, but I'm coming. I'm coming, bro. I'm coming. I'm no homo. You gotta say that shit nowadays, man. I'm going in their minds and stuff like that, and everything else and all that. Thank you, Edward Martin. I truly appreciate it. And stuff. And so we have those Blood and Cheese again. Is it the red wedding of this show, Phil?
I don't know. I mean, again, is that because? And I know I'm seeming like a dick here, but is that because it has a name? I don't think it's akin exactly to the red wedding situation. Would you say what is going to be more emotional as a fan of the show watching it within losing a character? I think the death of Rhaenys is more intense in the sense of like a huge loss feeling. This is different. I feel like this is a different kind of thing. I feel like comparing it to the Red Wedding is a disservice to both events. It's except in the way that it's like an intense thing. But the Red Wedding is very specific in the way that it eliminated, on the show anyways, a chunk of main characters that 2 seasons in a row. If you haven't watched Game of Thrones in a while, seasons 2 and season 3 leading up to that, you could argue that the main characters are like Rob and Catelyn. Like they're huge on the fucking
And Rob's kicking a lot of ass too.
Yeah, he's winning all the time. And his relationship with Charlie Chaplin's great granddaughter there, like I'm blanking on Talisa. No, that's Tyrion's girl. What was fucking?
No, it was like fucking what's her name? What the fuck was he made me forget by saying that? I knew it, and then you made me forget.
And then I made some stupid name. I brought up Tyrion's girl and stuff like that.
No,
But
Tyrion's girl name is Shay, and maybe it's Talisa. You may be right on.
Am I right? Was it Talisa? Is that her name?
It sounds right to me.
But I like second guessed myself, so it made you second guess yourself. But either way, like a lot of that season was based around them. So as much as to I forget who mentioned it earlier in the chat, it might have I'm sorry, person in the chat that might have mentioned this. If they did it in like later in the season and the kids became more of a character, or even like Helena even has just been sort of a side character. I think it's just not the same. It's just different. I just think it's a different kind of thing, Tony. I don't know. How about you? Is this good? Does the Red Wedding comparisons, is it justice to that?
It's almost a king, but the problem was that it's just not, as you said, main characters that we're dealing with. You know, like we were dealing with there. Robb Stark was the heartthrob of the show.
Yeah.
Everyone loved him. You know, he was kicking the shit out of Tywin's ass. Even to the point where Tywin said it himself. He hasn't lost a battle. That's we can do.
You think he's going to all of a sudden lose? And just to add one other log into that thing, and Grey Wind is like the baddest of all the direwolves. Like,
yeah, and he got the best direwolf of all.
Yeah, the one that's just kicking ass by his side. You know, like,
yeah. I mean, you see him come out there, king of the north,
biting the dude's hand off and shit like that. You know, like that's the best direwolf. Sorry, Ghost fans.
No, the Grey Wind was definitely the best direwolf. At that point, was no doubt about it. Grey Wind was someone.
Yeah.
You know, so that it was just so much. You're never going to have those same feelings for Helena or her children. And Catelyn, you're not going to have that feeling that you had for Robb. You know, listen, this is a kid getting killed, his head chopped off, but Robb got killed. His wife got stabbed in the stomach with their baby.
Yeah,
in the stomach. Didn't kill her, stabbed right in the stomach.
With piece of shit Walter Frey laughing his ass off at the whole thing. It was pretty fucking horrifying.
I thought that it was worse in the show than it was in the books.
Yeah. I mean, they with her being there and the way how, not that Walter Frey wasn't detestable in the books, but they picked the perfect actor to play him. And he was already detestable in the Harry Potter movies. Like you already hated this guy if you were a fan of the fantasy genre for the most. You had like an inherent hatred for this dude. So it was good casting, and he was just a detestable fucking shit.
And Tony Sled saying that Shaggy Dog was good. Listen, in the books, when you see them dogs, when the wolves start fighting each other, Shaggy Dog and Arya's wolf, his wolf come over there and grab them both by the neck.
Yep.
And slings them, and they stop fighting right off the bat. You know what I mean? So that's just what it is. Kelly Johnson, the hammer of waters was an earthquake, or it was an earthquake. It's earthquake. It's not meteors. It's definitely earthquake. House of Dragon will never compare to the original. GOT, never. It will, I believe, and I think why it can compare to the original GOT is that the story is so more compacted, that so much happens in such a little bit of time that I think it can. And I think that sometimes when you deal with elements like the White Walkers that could throw things for a loop, and they fucked up the end. If they would have did it right, I think that you're right, it wouldn't have been there. But the fact that they fucked up the Night King, they fucked up the White Walkers, they took out Lady Stoneheart, they messed up Euron Greyjoy's Euron's character, all these things. They didn't bring in Victorion Greyjoy, they didn't have Lady Stoneheart. or they didn't have Fagon, they didn't have any of that plot line. If they had all that, then I would agree with you. But the fact they took all of that, I have to say this one has a chance of being much better.
Yeah, they also didn't have Euron. I don't know Euron. I don't know who that guy was, but he wasn't Euron fucking Greyjoy.
No. He was Euron's clone.
Hot Topic young brother that was into like shitty music and went to the club every night dressed like an asshole and tried to start a fight with everybody. That's who that dude was.
That's exactly who he was.
we've all have a friend in the friend group like that dude. We all know who Euron is. He's urine. We have Euron, and that dude was urine. That's the difference.
Without a shadow of a doubt. All right, so also we're trying to think of other moments. We're going to get the other brother. We're going to get Daron. Daron the Daring will have to show up this season. I think that it's a big deal. He's going to show up. Most likely he's going to say he was in Old Town hanging out there. But how do you feel about Daron showing up? I don't think he's going to do much this season.
Yeah, I think it's going to be more of a foreshadow for future events kind of situation that we see him in this season. But I do think it's going to be awesome. And I like that they at least addressed that by mentioning, and I think, again, George, I believe, mentioned that he will be there at some point in time. So I know that's something that a lot of people were clamoring about and hoping that character did not just get changed for the show, streamlined, because the parent show Game of Thrones, again, chose to streamline a lot of things. And I guess that's the other thing that to Tony's point about, does this show have a chance to be better than the original Game of Thrones? I think there's more of a chance that they adapt things properly and don't cut out characters to streamline stuff or say that they're trying to save money and that's why they don't do direwolves or something. Not that direwolves are on these shows, but they're not going to skimp on the dragon stuff in this show. There's a way that the creators of this show don't have the same feelings that Dan and Dave, even at their best. And I'm not going to trash Dan and Dave. They made 4 amazing seasons of fucking television and then a couple of okay seasons of television. But they're pretty good TV makers, but they really want to just streamline, make things blah, 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 commercialized and appeal to mass audiences. House of the Dragon's not trying to appeal to as massive an audience. I think in a sense they're trying to cultivate and create a new audience for Song of Ice and Fire on TV to repair the damage that was done for the mainstream audience within the main series. So I think it's playing a different game. It's playing a game like The Wire was playing, not what The Sopranos was playing, not what The Last of Us is playing. The Last of Us, HBO is banking like this series better fucking be the biggest series on fucking television. HBO, as long as Song of Ice and Fire fans are happy and it's getting good ratings, they'll keep putting money into this series and keep expanding this universe. But they're taking it slowly but surely instead of saying, yeah, let's do all 7 series. I mean, George, again, I'm quoting George a lot. He said in a blog post recently that everything that was in development is kind of on hold right now. Some other things are being pushed forward quicker. Snow probably. And other things are on hold to see how everything does, see how a season 2 does.
Kelly Johnson, thank you for super chat. No Mushroom mentioned House of the Dragon was DOA. He's a boy. They did show Mushroom.
Yeah, he was dancing. He was the conga dude.
Yeah, they showed Mushroom in this season. They confirmed that was Mushroom in there. So they did show mushrooms in there. So we got to put it up there. Mushroom was there. He was definitely in there. If he would have robbed Dr. Harris, she's got to scream louder. That's what he was having Sansa stripped in the throne room and beaten by Frey. Meryn Frey. Was it not Frey? Meryn Trent.
Meryn fucking Trent. And
she got killed. He got killed by Arya.
I love it's unsettling hosting a show with Joffrey. Oh, what are you saying, Tony Teflon?
You know exactly what I'm saying. I ain't afraid of you, Joffrey. I'll choke the shit out of you.
I'll get my army of kangaroos to beat the shit out of you.
You better run.
At least
You say it was. They say it was a brief appearance. It was 2 seconds.
Yeah, it was like a 2-second appearance.
It was, but it was an appearance.
He was there, and I will say at least Book Joffrey knows how to fight. Show Joffrey, and that's why Show Joffrey's better, because he's like more inept. He's such a little sniveling douche.
Book Joffrey tried to spar with Robb Stark. He lost.
Yeah, and they said he was doing pretty good, like horseback and stuff like that.
He tried. You know, Robb's much older than him. He did his thing. He went in there and did his thing, but he lost. But he tried. Yeah. He tried. You know, not like this one. You know.
No, not like this dude. That's like afraid of the piss boy and shit.
Did my mother call for me? Did my mother really ask for me? I gotta go. My mother asked for me. I have to go.
I'm sorry.
Sir, how you hold the king's banner? I have to go to my mother.
If they want to adapt a new show, at least do one that George wrote, Duncan Egg. We've talked about this a little bit before.
Yeah,
the problem with Duncan Egg is that he hasn't finished it, and we don't want to get into a different situation. So I think the timetable's skewed because George wants to finish Winds of Winter before he finishes the Duncan Egg story and tell the story of Summerhall. But you can't start Duncan Egg series, because if he doesn't finish that, then someone else tells the end of that series too, and he doesn't want that. So I think that's why Duncan Egg is held up a little bit. Otherwise, you might have seen
every
that.
series that has been approved has been something that George R. Martin has written and finished.
Yep.
That's why I think most likely you're going to get more stuff from House of the Dragon, more from Fire and Blood. It'll be stories from Fire and Blood because they're all done. And that's why you're here, George, saying there's a part 2 to Fire and Blood that he has to write.
Yep.
You know, it goes all the way up to Robert's Rebellion and all that. So he wants to get that done really fast too.
Isn't he just going to call that like Blood and Fire or something? I think he's just
Fire and Blood 2. Like
electric
more fire, more blood.
More fire. I like that one. More fire, more blood.
Something like that. Swagadagger saying, Jackie C, fancy meeting you here. I mean, over there, you're both here all the time. So.
Yeah, we're making a love connection. Okay, sorry.
Is that something that's going on here right now?
Maegor show, come on. Well, I would like to see a Maegor season. I don't know if he could carry like multiple seasons of a show, but they could do like a. Tony doesn't like it. We could do a Maegor season.
No, I think you could do Maegor, what we would call it, 666 or something like that. Because I think he ruled for 6 years and 6 something and 6 something else, right? All 6s with Maegor the crew.
But I don't know if they could do a full series of that. It would probably have.
You could. I mean, it would be a Caligula show. You know what I mean? It would just be a straight Caligula situation with Maegor the crew. But you'd have to do, because you have to have. All right. So in order for the Maegor series to work, I think you need to do the Aegon the Conqueror series first. And then have the same actors playing it, because you have to have his mother kill her nephew. You know, that's what's alleged, that the aunt killed the nephew. You know what I mean? In order to get him on the throne and stuff like that. So in order for that to work, I think you have to have that. You have to show that there and have the same actors to keep that story up.
Sydney says they should call it The Cruel, and it could be 2 seasons. And Lee asks, is George R. Martin spreading himself too thin? He has all these projects. Yes.
Yeah. It can't be 2 seasons. They're not going to greenlight a 2-season show, I don't think. I don't know if they do 2 seasons with it. They'll have to do it.
And George is definitely spreading himself too thin, or he has in previous years.
He's not getting any younger. You got to get it all out right now.
Yep.
He's got to. That's what he's probably figuring right now. You know, hey, I'm not getting any younger. Let me get as much out as I can. Let me leave my legacy.
Yeah, he doesn't want people to finish this for him. He really wants to finish it himself.
But Kelly Johnson, the super chats, Damon had mushroom teach Rhaenyra the business. That was allegedly. It wasn't like that, but even anything with mushroom doesn't mean it actually happened.
According to Mushroom, he got up in there.
Yeah, and Mushroom's not a major character. He's just a narrator.
Yeah, he's one of the three narrators.
Yeah, he just puts himself in the story because he just wants to be a part of stuff.
If you ask Mushroom, he says that Damon liked to disco at night by the pale moonlight.
He's like one of those guys that you hang out with, and there's a fight, and he doesn't do anything. But at the end, he's like, I kicked him. I threw a kick. He puts himself in the situation every time.
Yeah, and then he was coming in, but no, it's got to be something too. Like he was coming after you from behind, and I kicked him. You see, I saved you.
You would have seen, he would have got you, but he
would have got you, but I got him, Tony. I got him
right before he got to you, bro. I was there. I was there for you.
I saved you again. Get me a drink. I saved you again. Buy me a drink.
That's what Mushroom is.
Again, we all know that guy. And blood magic. So I guess, I mean, what other intense moments?
Whose Discord server are we talking about here, man?
Are we talking about my Discord server? What are we talking about? Damon had Mushroom teaching the business.
What is this going on? Where is this?
But Mushroom's point of view kind of gives the book a certain kind of entertaining energy. I agree with that, Lee. I think the Mushroom aspect of it, and especially in the audiobook, the tone of the narrator talking about mushroom stuff is pretty hilarious. And I do think it adds something special to the story. And without it, it wouldn't be as fun.
We're talking about Gray's areas. Cool. Discord. Yeah, you could promote Gray stuff all day, so it's fine.
Yeah, no, please.
I was supposed to have it. I had a Discord, and I took it down because I didn't even do it. I didn't know I couldn't do it. I had Lauren was like running it for me and stuff, and it was just I didn't know how to do it, so I just didn't do it. It's just too much for me. If I ever hit 100,000 subscribers, I will do it again. Yeah. Gray Area's book quarters or book club. I'm supposed to be on her book club. Some things soon and stuff like that. Kelly Johnson's thank you for super chat. It says Mushroom, the Bushwick Bill of Westeros.
Respect.
No doubt about it. He's definitely the Bushwick Bill. I'll give Mushroom that. He's definitely the Bushwick Bill of Westeros and everything else. All right, nice. I'm not mad at obscure Bushwick Will reference.
I'll be right back.
No doubt about it. You know what I mean? I love, but you can talk about Bushwick Will or the Ghetto Boys or anything like that anytime you want. You can always bring them up and stuff. That's fine with me. I don't think Gray really runs it, but it's definitely she runs. I mean, Nim runs Gray's thing. I mean, she's the one who runs it. Like Gray don't run the day by day stuff. It's Nim who does all that stuff. She's the one, the moderator for it, and she runs her thing for her and everything else. But it's the Gray Area Discord. I mean, she do be going on there and stuff and everything else. But it's no doubt that it's Nim runs that for her. It's like I said, when I was doing mine, Lauren Corner was running my stuff because I didn't know how to do it and everything. What up? What up, K-Dog? Is in the building, rock with a skull and everything else. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think we've tackled just about almost everything. I'm gonna get another beer. I'm gonna drink it, and then after that, I drink it. Then I'm want to go. But I definitely gonna get one more.
Sounds good. And we just got a voicemail in, so we'll listen to that when you get back. I'll take a couple of the live chats right now. Yeah, everyone sub so we can get Tony to get into a Discord server. But until then, make sure you subscribe or follow or join Gray Area's Discord, and also jump on mine. Some real good people over there. Swagger Dagger, or join us sometimes, Tony. Hi, Allison. I don't really anyways, yeah, we'll go through here, and but definitely make sure you subscribe here on Teflon TV. And if anyone else wants to leave a voicemail, now is the time, as Tony is getting his last call for alcohol here. 781-990-8509, 781-990-8509. Leave us a voicemail about some of the things you're excited about for season 2 of House of the Dragon, or anything random related. Hope you guys all had a good new year, and keep the discussions going. The Romantic Taylor book club and Discord, the host used to be Audible Play. I love audio books. I'm a little bit addicted to them and listening while I'm playing video games. It tends to be my go-to listen to thing while I'm playing video games or going on extended walks while I'm walking dogs and shit.
Jackie C's out here giving out phone numbers. Oh, that's our number.
Jackie said, call and text me. Kelly says, I live in Saratoga, right off the lake.
Do you really? We just went to the casino. When did I just go there? I was just at the casino. It was last week. It was last week. I just went to the casino. I was down on Caroline Street.
Nice casino down there. I've hung
Yeah,
out.
I know. Well, there's a lot of restaurants that I know the owners to a lot of these restaurants out there. My man Jeff owns a restaurant called Cantinas.
Mm-hmm.
That's a very popular restaurant out there in Saratoga, Cantinas. And I'm sure Kelly would tell you that and everything else. But that's my friend that owns that and stuff. You know.
I've gone to a bunch of concerts at Saratoga Springs. Just Genus, I'm listening to y'all while playing video games. What game are you playing, Just Genus? Curious. And as Jackie C says in the live chat, make sure you send, if you are going to send super chats, and you can send Tony via Cash App. All the proceeds to the donated on the Cash App are going to go to the family of a friend that Tony just lost due to a really horrible disease that doesn't get enough attention, Lyme disease. So donate money towards Lyme disease and donate money to Cash App to help send some money to this guy's family while going through this very difficult time.
Let me give Killmonger the Rebel just sent me some. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate that.
We do very, very much. I know Tony and the family will very much appreciate it. So I've never been to a casino, says Carl. You got to change that. Casinos are fun. Even if you
to egg, I don't know. It's right there. I don't know why you ain't gone to it. I mean, it's not the same. It's, it's more slot machines and that casino than anything.
Well, Carl was saying I don't think he's ever been to a casino at all, and casinos are very fun, especially.
They are. I've had. I would say, listen, you go in there, and you go to the restaurant, and it's Saratoga, so you know what I mean. I would just say that he already knows. He lives out there, and he already knows the prices. He already knows the prices. All you gotta say, if you live in
if
Saratoga,
anyone wants to know how to completely drink for free at a casino without gambling at all, just go into the high stakes slot rooms. Put money in the machine. Don't push the button and just sit there. You have to have patience. Don't push that fucking button, but sit there and wait for the waitresses to come around. Get your drink, tip $1, get the fuck out of there, get your money, walk, drink your drink, go back and do it again. You can get free drinks all night if you have discipline and you don't push that fucking button. Because don't gamble in the slot machines. Play craps, blackjack, or baccarat if you're at the casino. Those 3 games.
I feel the Bombas in the background. Is that the socks? Aren't they socks, Bombas?
No, I was thinking Bombas like Super Mario Brothers enemies.
Oh,
Bombas.
I thought they were socks, Bombas. Didn't they make socks called Bombas?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See, I'm such a geek. I think about the Super Mario Brothers aspect. Jackie said I went to the casino once and won $200 in blackjack. Good. Blackjack is one of the few games you should play against. You not should, but you have even a complete small chance against the house. Blackjack, baccarat, or craps. Play those 3 if you can. Those Baccarat.
It's a rich people's game. Baccarat.
Yep. Baccarat. My cousin and my guitar player of my band is a dealer at the casino.
Some casinos actually you can play CeeLo in the casino.
Yep.
That's become a game now. CeeLo.
Yep, absolutely.
CeeLo is a straight street game. I played CeeLo many times in the street, and they have that game in some casinos. They play CeeLo in there and everything.
Dude, there's some casinos in Vegas, like you see that in Vegas Vacation, or you think you joke, where you can play war. Like they have fucking war in there, and fucking there's a casino, there's a Pac-Man game that's a slot machine that you're actually playing Pac-Man against other players, and you like steal their money by like defeating the other players. It's fucking great.
I'll kill them all,
dude. When we go to Vegas, because we're gonna go to Vegas one day, we'll have to do that. We'll have to.
I kill them all. If Miss Pac-Man, I can get to Junior. I can get all the way to Junior on Miss Pac-Man, so I'll kill everybody and everything.
Oh, Huey means he can hear the bongos in the background. He can hear my hand drums in the background.
Oh, all right. Like Bombas is socks company. It's a sock company. It's called Bombas.
Ain't you know your bongos fell? I'm sorry. Yes, you can hear my random drums in the background. And we do have a couple of voicemails. This is area code 916, Tony.
Hello, fellows. This is the voice at 916. I would really love to see a development of Nymeria and her voyage with the Royman. There's enough material that George has written, and it could definitely run at least 2 seasons. We'd get a chance to see a lot of the world of Ice and Fire, Essos, Westeros. It could be really interesting. I hope they greenlight this. I'm really looking forward to that. Tony, it's good to see you, brother. I hope you're feeling better, and my condolences to you and your friend's family. I'm so sorry to hear that. I tried to donate, but for some reason I couldn't get through to donate through your Cash App. Wasn't able to log on, but I'll figure it out, and maybe by the end of the stream, I'll get it to you. Thank you.
Well, thank you so much, beautiful.
Thank you so
I
much.
truly appreciate it. They would truly appreciate it too. I think the problem with Nymeria is that, again, it's not a fully fleshed out story. And I think besides that, can it be repetitive? And how many times, because you have her leave, and then she stops at this island, and she's got to leave this island, go to this island, go to this island, go to, you know what I mean? It becomes like a kung fu movie TV show where she's going here and going there and going here and going there. You know what I mean? So you don't want it to do anything like that. You know, that would be the problem with it that I would see. I think it's an amazing idea. You could definitely do it.
It would be a lot of fun if they did.
And I think if you do it, number one, it's got to be a black woman to play the role of her. You know what I mean? So I think so I would love listen, you say top series that I would want to get made, that would be at least 1 or 2 out of there. I mean, I would say 3, probably top 3.
What are your top 3? What are your top 3? I know this could be its own video, but
number 1 is Robert's Rebellion. I'd like to see that made number 1. And then I'd like to see Aegon's Conquest, and then I'd see Nymeria would probably be the 3rd one on the list.
I'd probably be Dunk and Egg number 1, then Robert's Rebellion, then Aegon's Conquest. Will be my top 3. Those 3. Dunk and Egg has always been number 1 for me. It is what I hope to be the first one, because I would have liked to see a scaled down story, but they were wrong. House of the Dragon was the right one. You know, they figured out the right one to do because it was a success. So shut me right the fuck up. I thought it was be a better idea to do a scaled down story with only 2 main characters and show a very different kind of story in Westeros as the first story, but maybe it wouldn't have hooked because you got to cast those 2 characters right. It's just, and it's the 3rd time I mentioned this show, just like in The Last of Us. I don't know anything about the video game, but when you do a show that's based around 2 main characters, the chemistry between those characters is the utmost importance. And even if everything else doesn't work, you got to make sure those 2 characters have chemistry. And it's got to be that case with the Dunk and Egg series. Like they have to kill it with casting for 2 characters. Everything else,
you got to nail those.
Nail it. So right.
Without a shadow of doubt. Maybe do Nymeria as animated. I would love to see anything done animated.
In the same animation style that say Invincible's in or something like that, or some of the newer DC animated. I think they could do something really fucking cool, Tony. We have another voicemail when you're ready, but I don't know if you want to get to Kelly's super chat first.
It just came through right here. It says, thank you for Kelly. It says, GEOTDA, number 1. Why do you gotta do all this stuff that makes me think?
I know, it makes I feel like we're in school, like, and like playing categories or something.
GOTD. Let's see.
Let's try to play this. Okay.
Don't say nothing, Kelly. We're gonna figure this out.
Kelly, freeze.
Aegon. Get Aegon.
Dragon. No.
Off. Teabagging.
Teabagging
Dragon.
Joffrey energy offensive teabagging.
Dragon. Teabagging Dragon.
George, everyone on top.
Don't fall asleep. As a dragon's like, don't fall asleep by that motherfucker.
Oh shit! I looked. Kelly typed it. I looked.
What did he put? What is it?
Great Empire of Dawn. I like our picks better.
How are we gonna come up with that shit, Kelly? No one's gonna throw that shit.
Yeah, we're gonna come up with that. Good point, Tony.
The Great Empire of the Dawn. Who's gonna come
What
up
game are
with
you playing with us, Tony? I
that?
mean, Kelly.
All right, so that's number 1. Gist versus Valyria 2, and the first long night number 3.
So the first long night was originally supposed to be a series, right? And then it got
Well, that was just a series.
oh, okay. It was like an
They
idea.
called it, and the name was The Long Night. So I would say somewhere around there, yes. So, and that didn't work. So they didn't do it. So whatever.
And what was the
Muhammad, my brother from another mother?
Oh, great to see Muhammad. Awesome energy. Great people, Muhammad. What was the series that was filmed with? Was it Ashley Judd or something? There was like one.
It was that one woman. Listen, from what I'm saying, from what I've heard,
Was it
Blood Moon? Blood Moon was named, but what I heard, it wasn't bad at all.
It just wasn't Game of Thrones. So, do you think that will ever see the light of day?
I don't know why it wouldn't. If it's not bad, it doesn't have to be Game of Thrones. You see, that's the whole thing. It doesn't have to be the exact same thing. Why do people think it has to be the same thing? You know what I mean?
Naomi Watts. Thank you. Not not Ashley Judd. Naomi Watts. Thank you. I don't know. Thank you for knowing what I meant. I don't know why I thought it was Ashley Judd, but whatever. Eric, but I agree, Tony. Like, if it was good, I hope it sees the light of day, even if it gets included as a DVD extra a Blu-ray extra on some sort of collection box set of House of the Dragon one day. I just want to see it. Like I'm still pissed off that I'd love to see the original Game of Thrones pilot, as bad as it might be, with different Danny.
He said his new band's name is Teabag and Dragon.
Teabag and Dragon. That's a good name for a fucking band, dude. Area code 919.
Good evening. It's Justin, Just Genius Art, out from Raleigh, North Carolina.
Welcome.
Giving y'all that North Carolina family love. Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
And thank you again for another awesome stream. I got in. I've been in and out of the stream. I'm playing video games right now. I'm playing Last of Us multiplayer, so wish me luck. But to get to a question, I'm not sure if you talked about it, but are you looking forward to any actors or actresses live playing a particular character? I think that one of the things that made House of the Dragon so powerful this season were the talent and their craft coming alive on screen. Are you excited about any body coming into the Game of Thrones acting family and bringing something to season 2? Thank you so much. Peace and love. Happy New Year. Sending y'all love and light all year long. Thank you so much. And talk to you soon.
Thank you so much. That sounded like a new call. I don't think we've heard that voice before. Welcome.
We have not. I would say thank you. Luna sent a super chat here, and it says,
who are your actors' choices for Duncan Egg? Oh no. Oh yeah, that was Luna's question.
Yeah, that is Luna's question. I don't know, man.
I really have to think about that.
Spotlight that.
Let's do a what if stream at some point in the future. What if Tony and Phil cast Duncan Egg, and we'll do a whole show where we take a bunch of actors. Like right now, I'm gonna say I don't know, John Cena and could John Cena
could do it.
He could pull off Dunk, right?
Yes, he could. Yes, he could.
I'm sorry. Is he? I don't know why I'm flashing with John Cena in my head playing Dunk right now, but I don't think it's perfect. But that's if you're asking me to call it right now, and I don't know, some random kid actor from Cobra Kai. Like let's pick someone from Cobra Kai, like Robbie or something. I don't know, whatever. Anyways, Maud Mary, Happy New Year to you. And to go to our caller's question, what actors are we possibly interested in joining the Game of Thrones family? I don't know about me personally. There are definitely some I could point out. I'd just be picking random Star Trek actors that aren't working. They're like, oh, put them on the show. But I think it just made me think of how everyone in the world wants to find a way to get Henry Cavill and Elizabeth Olsen on House of the Dragon. Like those two actors, like there's so many fan casting of them playing different characters just to get them on the show.
It was rumored that she was up for a role.
Yeah, and then people were like, "Can she play young Melisandre?" Shut up, young Melisandre.
That wasn't a good thought at all.
People like Cena's too old to play Dunk. Yeah, you're right. Probably too old to play Dunk.
No, he's not.
I'm just thinking professional wrestler for some reason.
He could play Dunk. He's not too old. He may be too short. It depends how you got to have someone who's fucking 7 foot tall. You know
it's
what
true,
I mean?
or at least like
you can't have small actors around them to make them look that tall. You know.
Dick on Tarly for him. I want Adam Driver as Bloodraven and Duncan Egg. Jackie C, that's good casting right there. I could see Adam Driver playing Bloodraven. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I could see that too. Without a doubt, that would definitely work. Luna, thank you for another super chat. I truly appreciate it. And it says, what's your favorite line for me? The House of the Dragon. Favorite line, Phil?
Line. Okay. I don't know about favorite line, but when saying that, my first thing that pops into play is Tyrion turning to the audience and be like, I should have let you all burn. I should have let Stannis burn all you motherfuckers. Like that moment when Tyrion goes full aggressive against the audience. I really love that moment and the way he rips into them and the intensity that's built up around that moment right there. So I'd say that's one of my favorite lines or points of dialogue in the series because I think that's peak Tyrion for the show.
Yeah,
I think Tyrion after that's down.
Yeah, there's so many in Game of Thrones. There's so many. I'll give you one of my favorite scenes instead of favorite lines because there's too many lines for me to give you. But one of my favorite scenes in Game of Thrones is when Daenerys gets the Unsullied, and right before she gets it, and she gives the dragons to the slave master.
Oh, dude, yeah,
and she gives it to him, and then he realizes that she can speak Valyrian. He's like, "You speak on that?" And she's like, "I speak the tongue of my mother.
It's my motherfucking tongue, motherfucker. Of course I speak it."
And then she's like, "Sonny, kill the masters, whatever." And they just start stabbing everybody. And then she just goes, Dracarys burns his ass down. Like that scene just made her look like this is a problem. This chick is not playing. She's a problem, and you're gonna have to deal with. You know
that was a great moment. Oh, fine, we got it. I'm sorry, Killmonger, the rebel, one of the smartest people in the live chat, says he's got it. The Rock and Kevin Hart for Duncan Egg.
He's already dressed up as Tyrion Lannister.
Jackie C's Dunk should be an unknown actor. I agree, should probably be an unknown actor. I was just joking when I said John Cena. For some reason, I just keep thinking he needs to be the size of a wrestler, like Hulk Hogan size, like a giant fucking dude, like that's like 6'6" and like muscle bound or something. Like in my mind, I see a big John Studd. Big John, of all professional wrestlers, that's who I see. But someone run around like Big John Studd,
the giant stud.
The giant stud. No, anyone want a peanut? I am Andre the Giant. I will defeat Big John Studd.
That's what Big John Studd. Every time
Big John Studd is so pissed when Andre showed up.
That Andre was bigger than me.
Yeah, he was mad. He's so pissed about that shit, you know.
The giant stud.
And then he came back and randomly won a Royal Rumble. He came back. He was one of those dudes that just oh, sorry. Well, we don't have to talk wrestling. But the only reason why I'm talking wrestling is I feel, and people that know modern wrestling might be able to think of a better pick. I feel like the Dunk doesn't have to be a sharp actor, but he needs to physically be able to play the part and have a good chemistry, be able to do dialogue back and forth. And I think the right acting wrestler could pull that off really well. So that's why I'm thinking
big dude. He's got to be just bigger than everybody else. Whoever you have him in there, he has to be bigger than. He's got to be the biggest guy.
Oh, that dude from the Guardians of the Galaxy that plays Drax or something. That guy could probably.
Batista.
Yeah, Batista. Yeah, that
I
guy.
don't know, if you gotta put Batista, then you gotta put John Cena in there. He's better.
Yeah, Xena would be a good Xena. See, to me, Xena would be. You had that dude that was on Vikings. That was another wrestler, the Edge or something. But he's
He's
or
too
whatever.
small.
He's probably a
You
little
need
too small.
someone big like Goldberg when he was young.
Yeah,
Like a big Goldberg ass dude walking around there. You need someone like that. Just a big dude.
he needs to be thick as a castle wall, says Maud Mary.
Yeah, you need like a wrestler, like a professional. You gotta be a big dude. You gotta be like 6'6", 6'7".
Yep.
Because he's playing 7 foot on the show, and then he's got to cast everyone else really short.
Yeah, and then with just camera angles, I mean, look at Night Court where they played with Bull. Bull was shorter than Harry and Dan Fielding, and they made him look like a giant on that show.
He did look like a giant Bull.
He did, but if you see them all stand like Harry, they had to shoot Harry like sitting at weird angles because Harry, whatever the actual actor was fucking huge, was super tall, and the dude that played Dan Fielding, John Larroquette's fucking tall as well.
Devil's Advocate. I didn't even know it. He says, for some reason, I always thought that. That's not showing. It's just show. I thought that Laura Harwin Strong was going to be huge. She ended up being 5'8" once.
Yeah, in a little tubby too. Yeah, a little.
Little man, 5'8", 160. Are you crazy? Howard, you ain't that strong, Howard. Not no 5'8", 160, dude. Yeah.
Carl says 6'7" with boots. I mean, okay, Tony, to the point of like where you could cast Dunk a little shorter, like 6'5" to 6'6" ish, because look at Gendry. We met. No offense to Dempsey, Mr. Dempsey.
Yep.
Tony and I saw him in person,
Yep.
and he was smaller than both of us.
Yes, he was.
And you watch that show, he does not look smaller than either of us. He looks fucking huge on that show.
He's good. He's cut.
Yep.
And he's ripped up, and it's who you have him around. You know what I mean? Like they showed one picture like Jon Snow standing next to Sansa and someone else, and the caption was like, every time you look at this picture, Jon gets a little bit smaller. and he really does, because like Sophie Turner like towers.
Oh, dude, she's tall as shit.
Well, he's so small.
Yeah, he's like Tom Cruise short.
He's like 5'5". He's a little dude. You know what I mean?
Most actors are pretty short. It's one of those film actors. It's more rare to see a taller film actor. Like most of them are kind of on the tinier side.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. It's just,
I mean, how tall would you say Gendry was? Probably like 5'9", 5'10" or something?
I'm 5'10". He's shorter than me, so he's like 5'8".
5'8", 5'7" or 5'8".
Yeah, he's 5'7", 5'8".
Rai says they need to go scout in the Balkans for an actor. I mean, we're talking a little bit more about Duncan Egg and other series that we're looking forward to, because I mean, I think we talked about most of the things that we think are going to happen in season 2 of House of the Dragon. Is there anything that we didn't mention that you can think of that you think might happen in season 2?
Damon's going to take Harrenhal.
Okay, yeah. What episode do you think that's going to happen in? Earlier in the season or later?
He's got to take, because he's got to leave Rhaenyra, go down there. They do the thing that's going to come back there. That he's got to take it before Criston Cole gets knighted. That's going to happen episode 6. So probably episode 5, 4, 5.
So we'll have sort of like a combination where we get a couple of Team Black wins with Blood and Cheese, and then Daemon taking Harrenhal and having the beginning part of the season be very Team Rhaenyra winning,
and then the Greens in the end. Mm-hmm. That's what I think.
Yeah, I think that would make the most sense too, and keep that roller coaster ride going, in the sense of it going back and forth, and that sets up season 3 for extreme intensity.
Yes.
And we're not being mean to the short boys. We're just being honest about the situation. I'm not tall.
I just told you I'm 5'10".
I'm 5'10". I'm like, we're about the same height, Tony. Like you and I are about the same height.
That's not tall at all. That's not.
Well, I'm totally going to embarrass Tony here for a second. This is the very first time Tony and I ever met. Right there in the that is the exact moment Tony and I met in the Dallas Con of Thrones bar. There you go.
Yeah, I can see we're like the same height.
I'm a little short. I think I'm a little shorter. I'm border 5'9". You border like 5'10" or something like that. Like I'm like, but we're around the same height, and we're not tall.
No, I don't consider myself tall at all.
No.
Tall is like 6'1" and up.
Yeah.
6'1" and up is like tall. Like I went out before the other day and I seen this chick in the bar, and this chick was tall, and there was a girl taller than her. And I was like, I bet this is the first time you ever came out and there was a girl taller than you. And she's like, you're right. And this chick, my sister is 6'1". You know what I mean? That's my father was 6'7". That's tall. But if you look, why are you short? Because my mother is 5'3".
It evens out.
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm more short than I should be because I got one of the stuff. This is so about House of the Dragon, but I guess we're doing the full week. I'm gonna pop it in for the full week stream, so we're filling up some time stuff. Do you ever hear something called Osgard sliders? Basically, if you haven't, you've heard it. It's lumps in your knees. Like you're supposed to grow to a certain height instead of like growing. Your knees grow like out with a bump instead of like growing up. So I was supposed to hit another growth spurt, but instead of growing up, my knee grew out. So I got a big giant fucking bump on my knee. So yeah, if anyone that's actually had it will know what I'm talking about.
So Rye, how do we pronounce this name?
I say Rye Knoll.
Rye Knoll says, I'm tall, but I always end up with short. How tall are you, Rye?
Yeah. What are we talking about?
What are we saying here? Rye.
Riri. I was trying to pronounce it at first. My instinct whenever I see a name on YouTube is to try to pronounce the name phonetically as it sounds first without looking at it.
What's she saying here? What she's got?
Ray no, right? Would that be the correct?
Is that Ray?
Ray no. You were right.
I was right, guys.
You were right. Yeah, you're right.
All right, Ray.
Maud Mary. Yeah, Maud Mary says this. And Ray Knoll says 5'9".
She's 5'9". That's not. Yeah, that is tall for a woman.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I would think that you probably would end up with. I would think you could find a 5'10" dude though. I would think you'd be able to find someone 5'10" and all that. And shorter guys. You must like shorter guys.
Short dudes need love too. It's from doing sports too much as a young age. Yep. Her boyfriend's 5'8".
Yeah, I would think, you would think that, well, then she puts on heels and she shooks up and he's still
yeah.
But I guess it's in style. There's a chick that was trying to talk to me a little bit ago, and she's 6 foot. I think she's 6 foot. And I said, are you 6 foot? She was like, yeah. And then I said, I don't care about this, that, and this. That's in style right now. Girls being taller than guys. And then goddamn, we be in style. we ain't got to worry about that and everything else. Maud Mary's almost 5'3", and Jackie C's almost 5'2". Little shorties.
Golly.
I like a short girl too. I like girls who are short too. I like a short girl. That's so cute.
Rye Cooter, right? Is that his name, Carl Stark? Rye Cooter, if you need a R in your life. 5'3" most of my life. Guys have been 5'10" to 6'3", says Luna. And then if we're doing funny size comparisons, of course, to bring this back to Game of Thrones, is the Mountain. They like to post all those pictures of the two of them, the Mountain and his fiance or his girlfriend. She's like, I want to say she's like 5'1", and he's like 6'6", 800 pounds or something, like.
Mikey P says I'm 4'9", 275. No, you're
Mikey P, I'm coming to your house for dinner if you're 4'9", 275.
He's not gonna be able to answer the door. He ain't get to the door.
Now watch, Mikey P really is, and we feel horrible. I'm like, no, I actually am. Fuck you guys. I'm never watching you assholes again.
Jackie C is 5'2", 100 pounds. 100 pounds. That's it.
Golly. He is amazing. One of the best slide guitar players ever, Carl. I know exactly his excellent slide guitar player. Never measured myself in foot. I love the live chat. Oh my goodness. Tall guys seem to want short women, at least around here, says Sims Crossing.
Okay, I think this is the way it goes. All right, we're all off topic. We're doing it. So let me end the stream now.
Yeah, we're slipping into After Dark territory.
It's not After Dark stream. I'll be back tomorrow. I'm gonna stream every day this week in hopes to make as much money as I can in order to give to my people. You know what I mean? So again, I'm gonna be back tomorrow. I don't know what it's gonna be about. I don't know. I'll figure it out on the slide, but you'll see it pop up probably about 4 or 5 o'clock. But I have the thumbnail and everything done, and I'll be streaming again tomorrow. So hopefully Phil can join us. If you can't understand, it is what it is. But thank you for anyone who sent the super chat. I truly appreciate it. I don't understand what's going on with the Cash App. People saying they can't get through on that. I don't know. Contact me on Teflon TV, Facebook if that's a problem, and maybe we could, maybe I could walk you through it or something like that. But everything should be good because people have done it, and thank you to the people who have done it through the Cash App. I truly appreciate it. I'll say it again: Killmonger, the Rebel, A. Anderson, and the Queen Strader. Thank you so much, and Tiffany. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And
I have seen the movie Crossroads, Carl Stark. It's like the Karate Kid with guitar playing, and Ralph Macchio sells his soul to the devil to be able to play guitar.
One of the best movies he's ever made.
It's so awesome, and he meets up with that awesome harmonica player, and they have and then they battle Steve Vai at the end, and Steve Vai can't hit that last note, but all the slide guitar played by Ralph Macchio is actually played by this guy. He's talking about Ry Cooder, plays all the slide guitar in that movie, and then all the guitar that isn't slide is played by Steve Vai. But Ralph Macchio did learn to play guitar a little bit. It's the Ralph Macchio movie that gets forgotten about. People talk about My Cousin Vinny and obviously the Karate Kid ones, and the movie with the big one with him and Swayze and all the boys, The Outsiders. Yeah, but people forget about Crossroads. It's a forgotten about movie, Tony. I'm glad that you've seen it. It's great.
Yeah, I love that movie. I really loved that movie. It really was good. Me and the other guy had an electric guitar at the end, and that's what they tried to give him the edge because of the electric guitar.
Exactly.
And the black guy that's with him, he also had sold his soul to the devil, and he had to get his soul back. So Macho was doing it for both of them.
For both of them, fighting the good fight, and and he was an amazing harmonica player.
And there's Jackie C putting their send super chats to their $ Tony Teflon 545 hashtag Cash App. You hit that link, it'll go right to it and everything else. Thank you so much, Jackie C. I really appreciate you and everything you do. Thank you for everyone who's contributed. I truly appreciate it, and hopefully we'll see you back tomorrow when I'm doing another stream. Figure it out exactly what I'm going to be about. I'll figure it out tomorrow, but it'll be fun. I promise you that. And if you like the way I do this, please thumbs up this. Spread this across the realm, and as always, subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace